Hello, and welcome to episode 47 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I'm Margaret.
I'm Jack.
And welcome.
Welcome.
Did you notice that the dog is, oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, as soon as we said Eldritch Podblast,
as soon as we opened our mouths, the dog was like, we're having fun now?
It's the Eldritch Podblast.
Oh!
Best make an appearance.
Did you notice I completely forgot what episode we were on as well? I nearly had to clap us out there.
What? But you said 47, didn't you?
I did say 47.
47.
I did say 47.
You said 47 now.
It's 47!
We're 3 away from 50.
Disregard. Wow, we are. You know what?
3 away from half a century, huh? It feels like we started 5 minutes ago. Ice War!
Oh, no! This happened last episode as well. I absolutely did not censor it. No way.
I bet that's potentially even too quiet.
You think?
Yeah, I was very, very... Ooh, that's 500 minutes. You're not
getting
getting 500 minutes.
I know you want 500 minutes.
But you're not getting it.
I'm getting 500 minutes.
50 seconds in. Good job, Jack.
You know what? The YouTube gods have been very, very kind to us so far.
They have,
But,
we haven't been demonetized once, but
no,
I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
There will be a point.
There will
I
be
think
a day.
right now we're still too small. We still don't
For
fall
them to
into their
care.
radar. Yeah.
Raider.
Radar.
Radar.
The radar.
The Raider.
Do you remember that D&D's song?
No.
That was like...
I'll tell you right now, no.
No, you do. It's the you are a radar.
Absolutely.
And then they're doing all these...
I swore again.
Watch us get demonetized for the swearing and demonetized for the singing as well. It's D&D's.
Oh my good God.
Hello.
D&D's aren't a thing anymore, so no one cares.
No, that's not true. I think they are still a thing.
Are they?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Watch D&D's be watching this. Be our number one fan
Biggest
and be
fans,
crying.
be in the Discord.
Yeah. Sorry, D&D's.
Sorry, D&D's.
You had a banger of a song. You had a banger of a couple of songs, to be honest.
I didn't listen to any of them.
Oh, well. Yeah, you did.
I didn't.
We've had this discussion.
I've never heard that Raider Detector song.
You've never heard that song?
I've heard you sing it to me before and be like, remember that song? And I was like, no.
No. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, hi.
Hello.
How is everyone? How are you?
I'm very good. I was stopping the dog from licking himself.
Oh, no.
Give him a little pat on the bum.
Yep. Oh, no.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
How are you?
Great.
Nice. Awesome.
How about the entity behind you? Good.
Margaret, jump scaring you.
I'm so sorry. Every time I say it, people are like,
I looked behind me. I looked behind me.
I know your weakness now.
Got you.
Yeah.
We
now
flank.
I can. Yeah, we flank. We flank
with the entity.
Yeah.
And we attack the unaware.
Do you do advantage flanking or plus proficiency bonus? Either way, you're dead.
You're dead.
So
bam.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night forever.
Good night. Big kiss. Good night.
Big kiss. Good night.
Shout out Trapped Under Ice.
Yep.
Sponsor of this episode.
Sponsor this episode, Trapped Under Ice. If you know, you know.
I bet you no one knows Trapped Under Ice.
Jerry does.
I bet you Jerry does.
Jerry does. I'm sweating. I'm really
it's
hot.
So warm.
You know what?
It's raining as well.
It's raining. It's that weather at the minute where it's been so humid. There's thunderstorm and it's hot.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sweating.
It's hot rain.
Yeah, we should have opened the doors. Really.
The windows open.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
We went away. We had one night away in a
hot
lovely in literally, yeah, might
Basically,
as well
might as well
just
put
put
it in a hot tub.
We went to a lovely lodge. If I remember, I'll put pictures in of the lodge.
Oh, pictures of the lodge.
Pictures of the lodge. It was lovely. We literally spent, I'm not kidding you, like 5 hours in the hot tub. Not consecutively, over the course of the night. I was absolutely hell-bent on, when there was a thunderstorm, sitting outside in the dark in the hot tub.
Yeah, we'd been in the hot tub for about 3 hours. We'd come out and had something to eat, and we were settling down, and we were watching Castlevania. Mm-hmm. If you haven't watched Castlevania, watch Castlevania. It's sponsored
so
by
good.
Castlevania.
Yep.
And Netflix.
And Trapped Under Ice.
And Trapped Under Ice.
Wow.
And hot tubs. If you haven't watched Castlevania, you've got to watch Castlevania. It's too good to not watch. For any lover of anime, it's animated. For
Vampires.
People who don't like anime, it's not anime, so don't worry. It's just an animated series. But man, like my bad guy in my first campaign was influenced heavily by Dracula.
Yeah.
In that series.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
definitely. You could feel that.
A lost lover, shaping their hatred.
Yeah, indeed. Listen, Dracula did nothing wrong in my opinion.
Absolutely not.
We won't give too many spoilers in case you haven't seen it. I know it's been out for years.
Go watch it.
This
All
is
of it.
my public plea for Abby. watch Castlevania.
Yeah.
She would love Castlevania.
Yeah, she
Can
would.
everyone just bully Abby in the comments until she watches Castlevania, please?
Wow.
If you're in a watch party, tag her and tell her to watch this stupid TV show.
It's not stupid TV
Because
show.
she'd love it.
How dare you?
This silly little TV show. Bam. Do me a favor.
I'm gonna say it out loud.
Go on.
It's my favorite series ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's my favorite
It's in my
series
top
ever.
3. It's definitely in my top 3.
It's the best.
It is great.
It's just so good. It's just so like, I know it's based off the game and stuff like that, and the game came first, but I just think it's so well written.
It is. And well
like,
animated and well voice acted.
You love all the bad guys. You
Yep.
love all the good guys.
Yep.
Like everyone's just awesome.
Everyone is awesome. It is an incredible series. Genuinely, it is an
Like, you know, when you're watching a
series
series and you skip to a bit and you're like, oh, no one cares about these people. Let's
yeah,
get
no,
to the
you
good
care
bit.
about everyone. You care
Like,
about everything going on.
Everything. Oh my God, I forgot this was happening. Oh
yeah,
my God, I
yeah.
forgot this was
And you know
happening.
what? On a second watch as well, they do a lot of foreshadowing very well.
Yeah.
They do a lot of setting up moments that you don't realize in the first watch.
Mm,
But on second reflection, real good. Real
so
good.
So
I
good.
would 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Would
100%.
recommend on Netflix.
On Netflix. Sponsored by Netflix.
Nice,
Netflix,
yeah.
please.
Please.
Anything else?
I don't think so. In terms of a life update,
No, I don't think so. Well, we have a bit of a life update. We're not playing D&D tomorrow.
no.
I called it off.
Margaret called it
I
off.
called it off, and it's not like me to do that, but I have to practice what I preach, friends, and I need to be an example. And listen, I'm just not feeling it. We are overworked. We are very busy all the time.
It's tough being self-employed because, like, yeah, you can pick your own hours, and you know, you can wake up at 11 if you want to and work later and stuff like that, and you don't have to answer to the man.
Yeah.
In a way, but at the same time, you just sort of work every day.
Yeah,
Every
you
day.
do, you do. And you know what? It's not even just that. It's, you know, again, the podcast is a lot of work, and right now, I feel like I'm kind of drowning a little bit, and I
Yeah.
just need a little bit of room to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize actually how much I was struggling and how very close I am to burning out until we took the break.
Yeah.
And when we took that one night off and we chilled out and we did nothing, when we came back, and like, I'm sure you know this, when you go on holiday and you leave your work, and then when you come back to work, you're like, oh my God, what has happened? What do I have to catch up on? It was like that. And literally last night, I was just like, I can't.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
And you know, like, as much as we love D&D, and we do love D&D.
Oh my God, more than anything.
Especially Margaret.
Yep.
Margaret is a absolute Dungeons and Dragons fiend.
I am.
You know, sadly, like, this is work for us now.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. The only thing that had to give, that
Yeah.
was able to be jiggled around, was D&D.
And I say it's work. We still love it.
Oh no, yeah, no.
We
you
love
know,
to
yeah.
we love to record it, and we love to, like, sit with you all and watch it, and, like, see your comments, and just, like, see the community growing and stuff
yeah,
like that.
The best part of the work is this.
Yeah.
Is sitting down, recording, because this is like our time together now.
Well,
Like this
we
is
play
like
games on a night.
Oh no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
you
this,
know,
this
this
is like our official sitting down and talking time together
Yeah.
now.
You know, like, this is work where we get, because when we work, we're in two different offices.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we do two different jobs.
Yeah.
And we don't have enough room to be in the same
Yeah.
office space. So, you know, like, for Margaret, I think that small break sort of made you want a little bit more.
It did, and I didn't realize how much I needed it.
You know, with Hellbound, check out our small business, Hellbound, link in the description. And with the podcast, doing the TikToks and editing the videos, and, you know, all of that consumes a lot of our time. So,
Yeah.
like, the thing is, we can't really give up doing those things.
We can't stop
so
doing
it was
any
just
of those
the one thing that
things.
was movable, which
Yeah.
was D&D.
Yeah, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks having to cancel D&D.
Mm.
But, you know, I sent the message, and again, I say it all the time. If you need a break, you should just take a break. And I as I said, I need to practice what I preach. And you always get, like, a little bit nervous having to cancel D&D, even though, you know, these are my lifelong friends. But they were all so incredibly supportive.
Mm-hmm.
They were all so kind and so understanding, obviously, by the way, about it. Reassured me, and it was really nice. So
Yeah.
I feel very supported right now.
Good.
And you know what? It wasn't even necessarily the break from D&D I needed. The break from D&D is setting up a break later in the week.
Yeah.
basically cancelling D&D, we're actually going to be working through the week more than we would normally.
So we can get...
So hopefully at the end of the week, we
Extra
give
days
ourselves like a break of like 3 days in a row, which I think I need. I think I just need consecutive days in a row. Because again, I'm sure you know, we're all, what is it that Jordan says? Capitalistic slaves to... capitalistic pigs or whatever.
Yeah.
We're all slave to the wage.
Yeah.
All of us. And you will know if you get one day off at a time, because you're an adult and you have boring adult stuff to do.
You gotta cut the grass.
Yeah, you gotta clean the house. You gotta do the dishes, etc., etc. Yeah. So I think a few days off will do me well.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it had to be in D&D that's cancelled. I feel like in a lot of ways we're shaving away the things that like are free time things, but it's not going to be like this forever.
But it's only for a week.
Yeah, it's not going to be like this forever.
It's only for a week, and then next week we'll be playing D&D again. D&D's not going anywhere.
Exactly. And you know what? That's what all our friends said. They said
of course.
It's not going anywhere. So
yeah, it's not going anywhere. We'll just play next week.
Yeah.
It's there's nothing bad about it. In Margaret's, some of you might be like this. For me, like, if I have to like cut the grass on my day off, I don't really care. If I have to do like 15 to 30 minutes of work because I couldn't get it done the day before, I don't care. But for Margaret, if there's like one thing that she has to do on the day off, it's like, well, I didn't get the day off because it sullied the day off. Exactly.
And it's like, again, do you do this thing where you have one thing planned for that day, and then because you have that one thing planned, you can't do anything else around it? That's kind of what I'm like.
Yeah.
And even something as simple as like having to reply to like an email, I'm like, well, that's my day off gone.
I'm working. So.
And that is unhealthy of me, and I need to work on that.
Yeah. But you know, like, you can't help it at the minute, so like doing what we can to give those days off where we aren't doing anything is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So we're going to take Wednesday to get ahead with stuff and Thursday to get ahead with stuff.
Yeah.
And then have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. I hope it works out.
Yeah.
I guess we'll keep you updated. But yeah, I just wanted to be honest and say that, you know, the big sad TMs kind of hit me a little bit. And that just happens.
Sad Margaret noises.
And that's perfectly okay. And you'll get through it. I will get through it. And whatever you're feeling, you're completely valid in feeling.
Yeah.
And don't settle for less. Don't settle for people who will make you feel bad for taking time for yourself. Because
and Margaret was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I don't need to do it. I'll just push through. And I was just like, Margaret.
Yeah.
It was like when I was like burning out and I was struggling with too much stuff, like, I don't know, like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
You were like, just cancel.
Just take a break.
Just take a break.
Just take a break for yourself. Yeah, I know.
You know? And I'd said the same to you.
You did.
You were trying to make excuses and push through.
I was trying to push through, and you know, there's pros and cons to pushing through. Sometimes if you force yourself to push through, you come out the other end feeling better. But sometimes if you force yourself to push through, you
need
actually
even more time off.
You burn out quicker.
Yeah.
Like, your body will force you to take a break before your mind lets you.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm very close to that edge, I think.
Yeah. So we're just going to take some time off?
Just going to take some time off. Not going to take some time off from the podcast and stuff like that.
We love the podcast.
Yeah, again, I can't stress enough. I know that I'm sat here and I don't want any of you to feel like, oh my God, well, you know, she's having a bad time doing the podcast, so she's having a bad time doing like the Etsy shop. I'm not. That's not the problem. Like, I love doing this. I cannot stress enough how much I love doing this. But, you know, time is finite, unfortunately, especially ours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's the crack.
So take care of yourselves, please.
If you need a week off, you need a week off.
If this is the push you need to take that week off, please take it. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the entity behind you.
Yeah, the entity behind you.
Entity behind you not going to stop.
Creeping in real close.
Yeah, so you take a break if you need one.
He's going to get you.
He's going to get you. Eventually, there's going to be an overlap, and then you're going to be the entity in the back, and it's just going to be a feedback loop until it gets to us.
Yeah.
Have you watched the movie It Follows?
Oh man, such a great movie.
Yeah, it's like that.
What an unreal movie.
What a great movie.
Such a great concept.
Scary.
I don't think it had a massive budget either. I think
it didn't have a big budget at all.
It was done on quite a small budget.
It was,
and
yeah.
I think it was just very, 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 very well done.
Yeah, it's
my God, such a great movie.
It's like, if you haven't seen It Follows, have you seen that meme where it's like a snail? If it touches you, it will kill you instantly. But it's a snail. but it will never stop following you. So you
Yeah.
can run away from it, but just know the snail, no matter what, will follow you, and it can cross through. Like
Eventually, it'll get you.
Eventually, it'll get you. Scary. Anyway, how did we get onto that?
Don't know, but it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Watch that movie.
Watch Castlevania. This is sponsored by It Follows. So, what is on the agenda? What do we have? What's going on?
The agenda. Oh.
So
one thing.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, I don't know. What were you going to say? I was going to go on to topic.
Yeah, I was going to go on to topic.
Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Huh?
The Homebrew Challenge.
Yeah. Woo.
So, the Homebrew Challenge closed off last week. We picked a winner for this week.
And the winner's being announced on
next episode.
Thursday. Yep.
Winner for the World Primer, Theme of Moon, is getting announced on Thursday. And we're going to roll up the new challenge now.
We are.
So you roll up the new challenge now. Head to the Discord to take part. There is a Homebrew Challenge forum in there for you to submit.
Yeah.
With a little template for you to fill out. And the theme is Moon. This is our third of the 4.
Yep. So we're on the penultimate.
We're on the penultimate.
We're on the penultimate.
We're on the pinnacle.
So yeah, if you don't know what the Homebrew Challenge is, just in a nutshell, basically we have an overarching theme for 4 challenges every other Monday. No, why am I holding onto it like this?
Why are you holding on?
Every other Monday, we roll on a table, and whatever we roll up is what you and the entity,
you and the entity might be able to help you here.
Yeah, the entity could probably help you, and you will come up with the item, and it is all based around the theme Moon.
You say item. It could be a world primer. It could be an NPC.
I'll put up the rolling table here. What do you think? Yeah. There's loads of things.
Down.
So the 2 things we've had so far is a simple melee weapon, and we've had a world primer.
Obviously, we rolled a 1 and a 20.
And a 1 and a 20. So
I rolled the 1, of course.
I rolled a 20. So what are you most excited for? Huh? What are you most excited for on this list? You said world primer. Then
Gimme. Oh, what am I most excited for?
I'm excited for an NPC.
Do you want to know what I would like? I think I would like a spell.
Oh, yeah.
I think I would like a spell.
Yeah.
Or even a monster for all the DMs out there.
Oh, yeah, true.
A moon
true.
monster.
See, I would really like to see an NPC.
Yeah?
An NPC or maybe like a feat.
I'm just excited for all the DM stuff.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And I'm excited for the hot NPCs.
Yeah?
Yeah, or the BBGs. I'd like a BBG.
What if they're all dwarves?
Then
the Homebrew Challenge is cancelled.
Yeah, then it's cancelled, and we're all going home, and I'm instructing the entity to kill you right now. And that's the end of that. Attack, yeah. Because we can do that. I'm double parked, by the way. I've got
I've
got a vanilla Coke.
Vanilla Coke.
Yeah, we had it left over from our getaway. So go on, should we roll?
Do we want to roll off to see who's going to roll, or is it I went first? You went second?
Yeah.
So it's me, yeah.
Yeah, you can go.
All right, here we go.
Do you want me to look at the?
Yeah.
All right.
Right, come on.
Kiss it.
Give it a kiss.
And the entity.
Nice. Give it a
mwah.
Yeah, you want to give it mwah.
Mwah.
Give us a mwah.
Mwah.
I want to see the mwahs in the watch party.
Mwah.
I want to see
mwahs in chat.
Mwahs in the comments down below.
Go on.
Tell me what you're most excited for. Doesn't matter because
it is a simple ranged weapon. A simple ranged weapon.
Let's go.
With the theme of Moon,
simple
baby.
Ranged weapon with the theme of Moon.
Nice. I like how we're on the simple weapons here.
Yeah. Simple weapons are cool.
Simple weapons are cool. A ranged one as well.
Is a whip a simple weapon? I think it is.
Ooh.
Like a dagger? A dagger is thrown.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if a whip is a
sling.
I'm thinking. See, I see range and I go bow and arrow.
Well, yeah, you could have like a hand crossbow. That's a simple weapon.
Yeah, is a short bow a simple weapon?
I think so.
Or is that a melee weapon? A martial, not melee. A martial weapon. This is once again where you find out we know nothing about D&D. We've just been making it up as we go along.
I mean, you only have to pick stuff like this, like at the beginning when you're like making a character, so you don't really like pay a huge amount of attention to the weapon.
True. This is true. I suppose.
Short bow, simple weapon.
Yeah.
Like longbow, that'd be martial.
Yes.
Heavy crossbow. And things like that.
Yeah. So have at it.
A simple ranged weapon.
And to reiterate, do you like how I picked this up?
Ew.
What do you mean, ew?
Like a frog.
To reiterate what Jack said, we take all submissions via Discord. There is a link below. I'll put a QR code up on the screen now. If you don't want to go down and click on a link, there's a QR code. I'm talking to the entity, and there's a forum for the Homebrew Challenge, and then there will be a thread open for number 3 submissions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Number 3.
Number three.
Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3 on the dice.
So, there you go.
I like how I've rolled 2 dice and I've got 1 and 3.
Yeah, well, such is life. Could you roll that when you fight us?
No.
No.
I'm 20s only, baby.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. Man, once again.
Simple ranged weapon.
I'm so excited to see what everyone comes up with. It's unbelievable the things you guys come up with. It's kind of scary, actually, how quickly and how precise and how incredibly talented you all are. Makes me sick, to be honest. So get your entries in.
Entries in, baby.
Get your entries in.
Get them in.
You have until next Monday, which I don't know what the date that is, to be honest.
What the date that is?
What?
It'll be the 3rd of July.
Wow. Oh my goodness gracious me.
So you've got until the 3rd of July to get your submissions in.
Yep.
And then we will be announcing the winner for that on the 13th of July.
There you go.
There you go. Wait for next episode to see who won the World Primer.
Yeah.
Huh?
The World Primer.
Tune in, baby.
Absolutely slapped.
Do you want to know what? I'm very, 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 very surprised that we actually have more submissions for the World Primer than we did for the simple melee weapon.
Which really surprised me. Considering,
I think World Primers are quite hard to write.
I agree. It's coming up with the whole premise of a world, really, right?
And there are so many fantastic ones.
So many amazing
so many
amazing
awesome ones. Like, you should be really proud of yourselves.
You honestly, you should.
And it's like, even if they don't get onto the podcast, like the amount of people in the Discord, nearly 550 people?
Yeah.
They all see it.
Yeah. And just know we read every single one.
We read every single one.
Every single one.
Sadly, we have to choose a winner.
Yeah, we agonized over this week. We absolutely, completely agonized. But more on that next episode on Thursday.
Yeah, you should be really, really, really proud of yourselves.
You should be. You guys are so talented. It's sickening.
But next, simple ranged weapon.
Yeah.
Show me what you've got.
Get it in. And
Show me what you've got.
I don't know what I did there.
What did you do?
I was like...
reach for the...
No!
Moon.
Please. Yeah, reach for the moon.
What's next?
So, I guess, really, is there any other life updates you'd like to give?
Absolutely not.
All right. Well, then, I guess it's just the campaign update,
Go
really.
For it.
Thank you to everyone last week who listened to my campaign update where I basically sounded like I had auto-tune on my voice the whole time because I was crying so much. So I'm really glad you enjoyed it. The amount of people who said that, was it Sherry? Sherry was like, I am laying in bed sobbing, like heavy sobbing at the campaign update. And there was some good memes sent. We're really glad that you enjoyed that campaign update. It was a real big one. It was a real emotional one. We had a death. We had kind of the conclusion of Rayla's arc. Although you could argue that this session kind of tied up Rayla's arc a little bit more.
I would say so.
It was emotional and good. And,
emotional and good.
Emotional and good.
We like it when it's emotional and
good. So thank you to everyone. And, the amount of people who also commended you were like, that's masterful storytelling, which I agree. Like, completely blew out any expectation I had for my backstory. Completely out of the water. It was amazing.
Good.
So thank you.
That's why I do it.
Yeah, indeed.
To
Amen.
make sure you have a good time.
Amen. So, we started this last session at not Yggdrasil. Well, at
the base of Yggdrasil.
Yeah, we finished it literally just as we had killed Nidhogg. I had the kind of the memory sequence, and then
flashbacks.
We brought Priestess back from the dead, and we ended last session with her waking up with a gasp. We came back in, and it was kind of like a retroactive type thing. You asked Abby the question, what was happening to Priestess while she was dead? Because she was dead and gone for a little while.
Yeah, well, when she got like that, we always do a little recap at the beginning, and we didn't focus. We sort of focused on the recap as if it was like told from TRP's perspective.
Yeah,
like when she got picked up by one of the roots and thrown against a tree.
Yeah,
knocked unconscious, and then like sort of is like the eyes were flittering in and out as she was losing like the death saves, and then like the one last hit from Nidhogg, as she like lost her life. She was like, did she have any last words? Did she think anything in the last moments and stuff like that?
Did anything or anyone come to her? Because Priestess's whole story is she's a priestess of Fafnir, and Fafnir, for all intents and purposes, is kind of the version of the Raven Queen. In your campaign.
She's not so much focused on death, though.
No.
She's like, there's like primal magic and like book learning magic in
Yeah.
my world, and one is taught by Fafnir and one is taught by Lothnir, and
yeah.
they are like twins,
Yeah.
sister and brother.
Yeah. And Priestess is a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, before she completely lost her shit, Fafnir came to her, and it was kind of explained that Fafnir is like a bandage to Abby's priestess's vampire. Abby wishes.
Yeah, Abby fucking would die.
Oh my
to
god,
be a
yeah.
vampire.
Oh yeah. Priestess's vampirism, basically. And through the course of the campaign, Priestess the band-aid's been basically coming off slowly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's face it, the band-aid was ripped off when the situation happened in Manavik, when she went back to her parents, and we saw Odiger, and we all know what happened there. And since then, Priestess's connection with Fafnir has been waning.
Because Fafnir, they found Lothnir. Lothnir had been taken by somebody connected to Josh's backstory.
Yeah.
And Fafnir came and found her brother and took him back to heal, because he was like very ill and very like
real messed up.
Yeah, like really, really like weak. And so she had taken him and was like bringing him back to health. So she was like, I'm going to be away for a little while. So then we introduced a sort of Caleb Widogast-esque thing. When she reduces something that has blood to 0 hit points, she has to roll a wisdom saving throw. And, you know, if she succeeded every one.
She has, yeah.
But, you know, she can only assume as to what's going to happen if she does.
Exactly. And she was launched into, and this happens quite often with Priestess, like a dream sequence, right? And she's falling into blood, basically. She's drowning in blood. And the most notable thing about this is, and like I said, Priestess is going through not a phase. It's not a phase, Mom.
It's not a phase, Mom.
She's going through a time in her life where she's questioning her devotion to her god right now.
Yeah.
Because she feels abandoned by her god, and she also feels that, and you know, I don't want to talk for her. I'm sorry that you know, I kind of have to, because I have to fill in the gaps here.
You're just telling it from your perspective.
Yeah. From my perspective, purely my perspective, is she's kind of coming to terms with Fafnir and the gods are just people, and they're flawed, and they don't really, of course they prioritize themselves and their own. And I think Priestess is going through finding herself right now. Does she want to embrace being a vampire? Is she still trying to fight against it? Is she trying to find a way to embrace being a vampire, but in a different way to those who had turned her? I think that's kind of the turmoil she's going through now. So anyway, this dream sequence, she's once again falling through she's drowning in like a river of blood. And normally what happens is a feather from Fafnir like pierces through the water, and Priestess is able to grab it and is able to be brought back to a state of being okay. And you described it as you're falling and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're watching, but then the feather never comes. And very sobering moment for Priestess, I'm sure. And as she's embracing it, and I think you said something like, you're at the point where you need to breathe in.
Yeah, you're suffocating, you're drowning, and you're at the point where you can't hold it anymore. And it's not because you don't want to let the water in.
Yeah, you don't want to let the blood in.
You don't let the blood in.
Because you don't want to
give in.
Yeah.
And she holds, 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 until she just can't hold any longer.
Yeah.
And the feather just isn't coming.
Yeah.
She opens her mouth, and all of the blood begins to like stream in through her mouth and in through her nose. That metallic-y taste sort of like overcomes her. And instead of this like euphoria that you imagine a vampire would get in that moment, instead of that like relief, she just breathes it in. She doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And there's like a wash of relief for a moment. And then she sees something.
Yeah.
She doesn't see the feather come down. Tiapi has this like just like these sharp finger-ended like a puppeteer glove sort of thing.
Yeah,
where the chins are all in between the fingers.
Yeah, and they're made of
like
like a bright yellow gold.
And she sees a cloaked arm, like a black cloaked arm, like reach in with those fingertips.
Yeah.
And she sees her own arm,
Yeah.
like reach down for her.
Yeah.
And she reaches up and she like pulls herself out of this moment for the first time.
Yeah.
Not being pulled out by Fafnir.
Pulled out by herself.
Been pulled out by herself.
Yeah. And then she's launched into kind of like a new sequence where she's back on the boat. The boat that Rayla also nearly completely lost her shit in. And we were sailing down from the side of Grindel. And ages ago, absolutely ages ago, there's lore that there's this misty island across the water from Grindel. And all the people in Grindel are like, that is cursed. That is cursed land. You don't go over there. There is some real bad shit in there, basically. Yeah. And it was as we were sailing past that island and the boat is stopped. Priestess looks over and she sees herself, her father, and her mother stood on the misty island.
Like silhouetted.
Yeah. And then they walk into the island.
They sort of turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
And as that happens, you hear like flapping overhead as like she's confused by this moment that she's just seeing. She's alone on the boat as it like rocks and she hears like flapping and overhead flies two extremely large ravens.
Mm-hmm.
As like Fafnir and Lofnir, back to health, fly away from her and off into the distance.
Mm-hmm. A lot of symbolism.
A
lot of symbolism, and that was it, really.
Abby seems to like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the symbolism's great.
Abby's a player that she very much comes to her own interpretations of things.
Yes.
So I don't really need to like tell her things.
No.
I just need to give her bits.
Yeah.
And then she likes to come to her own conclusions.
Yes.
She likes
yes.
to like read into situations herself. You know, Abby is very much somebody who likes to think.
Yeah.
TRP.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, very, very much so. Abby likes to really put herself in Priestess's shoes and really like consider like what would Priestess do and what would Priestess be thinking in this moment.
Yeah.
And I think that was it, really.
Yeah. I gave her a spell.
Yep. We don't know what it does yet.
Nobody knows what it does yet.
Apart from Abby, obviously. So
I gave her a spell. She woke up.
She woke up. Yeah, she was back. Yeah. We had a moment of kind of being reunited with each other. We all kind of gathered ourselves again because, you know, this is like right off the back of fighting Nidhogg, right?
Yeah.
We take a little bit to compose ourselves. And then we're like, well, we're going to have to go to the tree. Rayla has a conversation with Revna, and Revna's like, well, he would like to meet you now. So let's go to the tree together. And, you know, we know Skoll and Hearty live in the World Tree, and the World Tree is in the inner circle, and Rayla had obviously never been allowed into the inner circle before. So we lost everyone who had fought with us, like the druids.
So you took all of them.
We took all
to
the
the
druids
surface.
to the surface, and then we kind of stopped, and we were like, right, well, we'll bury them out here. And then Rayla was like, well, no, we won't bury them out here. They should come into the inner circle with us because they fought and with their lives, and they gave their lives for this. So actually, no, we are bringing them to the inner circle. Don't care what the tree says, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know about Yggdrasil, I think I've explained it before, but just in case you didn't know, the inner circle, you are only allowed to cross the water if Yggdrasil invites you herself. She extends a route out. She creates kind of like a pathway for you to walk over.
Yeah, you got to be picked.
You have to be picked to go in. So, you know, Rayla saying, let's just bring these bodies over. She knew that wasn't the case. She knew that the tree would have to pick them and allow it. So we go to the edge of the water. And Rayla just says to everyone, like, follow my lead. She'd watched her sister do it. She'd watched many other people go through the initiation of crossing the water. She gets on the floor. She digs her hands into the earth, and she simply says, I'm here. Give me what I came for.
Yeah.
And not only that, these people with me deserve to be let in.
Like, you're still here.
Yeah.
Because of them. Not just because of me.
Yeah, it isn't just me who needs to come over, it's them. And I was like, and it's either we all come or none of us go. So there's like a big a big pause, and then slowly, one by one, Yggdrasil starts to extend the roots out. And it started with, everyone else basically was like over.
Yeah, it was like Yameta, Igneous, Tiapi, Revner.
And they each took one of the bodies and they crossed with the bodies into the Aetna. And, there was the dramatic moment of Rayla was the last one left over at the water.
Mm.
And she was there for a while. And it kind of looked like she wasn't going to go. But then last minute, there was kind of like an eruption of like roots. And it created this like big like bridge for Rayla to cross over, and it like sprouted with flowers, and it
was like fire lilies, and like black roses, for like Skull and Hearty, as they sort of like lined each side of the bridge. Everyone else just sort of got a root, and this almost made like a full arcing bridge with flowers either side for Rayla.
Yeah, and it was a really special moment, and I'm not gonna cry. It was a really special moment, and it was everything that Rayla in her previous life had ever hoped for. It was more than she had ever hoped for. She was being basically celebrated and welcomed to this bridge.
Yeah.
And she gets up and she basically fucking skips over.
Yeah.
She says something into the sky. She says to her sister that she had made it. And she goes over and she has like a twirl in the middle and she's like admiring the flowers. And it was the first time I think Rayla has felt true like childish joy.
Yeah.
Like giddiness. That.
She gets to the side and it was like, it was just grass on the other side, just like it was on the Utenfor, the outer ring. But it's like, for some reason, it just feels softer.
Yeah.
And for some reason, you just feel lighter and a little bit weightless in this moment.
Yeah.
And, it was just like a nice, special, celebrated moment for Rayla.
Yeah, it was. And everyone came over and we all had a big, big hug.
Yeah.
And it was nice. And Revna said, like, I'll stay here. I'll start making graves for the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You go in. Go find your family.
Yeah.
We go in, and basically Yggdrasil has like...
It's like where the roots sort of split. There's like a slight hollow into the base of the tree.
Yeah, yeah. So we follow into that, and we open up into this... the world... I can't understate how big this world tree is, right? It's fucking massive. It's huge.
The world hangs from it.
Yeah, it's huge. It's fucking giant. So we walk into kind of like... I think you described it as like an auditorium-sized room.
It was like almost like dome-esque.
Yeah.
In the middle, there was what could only be described as like a wooden heart. And all of like the ventricles and the veins from the heart that would like lead off, led off into like different directions, and they all like had a different like color to them.
Yeah,
and you began to like sort of realize these are like the roots that join to the heart of each plane of existence.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. And there was a little bit of us being like, "What do we do now?" And Rayla basically just goes up to the heart and she puts her hand on it, and she just says, "You said you wanted to meet me, so meet me. And fucking bring my family with you, please."
Yeah.
So, as Rayla's saying this, she doesn't realize that from the bottom she starts to basically dematerialize.
Yeah.
And she kind of disperses into energy. And her energy is like taken into the root or the vein of the heart.
The heart, yeah.
And pulsed upwards.
Like there's one like that maybe didn't realize that goes into the top of the tree.
Yeah.
And you can just see some energy like float up the top of the tree, and each of them go up and they do it.
Yeah.
And they say a little thing.
Yeah.
For Rayla.
Do you know what got me? It was Igneous's. Igneous was like, he was the last one up, and he was like, well, I'm the last one. I don't really have much else to say apart from Rayla's my friend, and she misses her family dearly, and it would mean a lot to me to be able to see the smile on her face when she's reunited with her family. What the fuck, Josh? What?
You don't have to be the loudest role player in the room to be the best one.
Where do you come up with this? Shut up. So,
like it's just nice, isn't it? Like Josh really thinks about how each of you feel.
He does. He really does.
I think he just takes that into consideration with what he says and what he does.
He does, and when he says things, they are very poignant, and it was very poignant.
Yeah, that's very much him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you rose up and you all began to like materialize again.
Yeah.
And ahead of you was a similar looking sort of exit.
Yep.
From this like medium space that you were in.
Yeah. And there was basically one way we could go, a big hallway. We start making our way down the hallway, and it opens up into kind of like this new level of the upper part of the tree. And it's like, I picture it like this big, massive, open, like, not white space, but it's bright, it's airy. There's like windows all around, and you can see like into space around you, basically.
So it was like a oval, like a really large oval space that was all carved out of the middle of the tree.
Yeah.
On the right hand side, there's like a sloping, sort of like, yeah, it was like a sloping wall, and there was like houses like carved into the wood.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
along the right side, and you can see like a number of drow folk, moon druids and sun druids alike, packing up their things.
Yeah. There's kind of like a hustle and a bustle to this place right now. And the most notable thing was, as we kind of look around, we see this big, giant, fuck-off wolf. This big black wolf who is covered in stars and galaxies. And he's playing with a group of the children. They're doing this game where he'll like run to one side, the children will follow, and then just as they get to him, he like leaps over them. And as he leaps, he leaves like trails of like shimmering stars and galaxies that kind of like fall onto the children, and the children have a laugh, and then it repeats. And that's my god, that's Skull. That's Skull just playing with some kids, being a real good dude, an upstanding citizen, to be honest.
And on the opposite side of this cavern, there's like a sort of semicircle cutout of space.
Yeah.
And you can see out to like the galaxies and the stars.
Yeah.
And you can see numerous branches coming off the tree. And from the edge of the branches hanging like an overdue apple that just needs to drop. You can see each plane of existence.
Yeah. And as well as that, you can see Hearty, the counterpart to Skull, chasing the
moon through the sky.
The moon through the sky. And it was a very picturesque moment. And as Rayla goes in, I can't quite remember. Did she speak to Skull first?
No.
I think
you saw a bunch of people that you recognise from home, but then you also saw your sister.
Yeah. Well,
like unpacking or packing up.
Yeah, like Rayla was kind of absent-mindedly looking, but not looking. She wasn't taking in the environment. She was scanning for her family, scanning for them. And she sees her sister across the way. And there's this moment where her body goes to run, but she stops. And she turns to her friends first. Like, kind of looking at them for approval to be like, yeah, you can go. Like, from one family to another. And they, of course, were like, go.
Yeah.
So Rayla starts sprinting across this room. And as she's going, she starts to like yell for her sister. And there's the moment where her sister turns around and she sees Rayla, and she does exactly the same thing. She fucking throws the shit she's holding in her hands, and they both start running at each other across the room. And as they're running, they're like yelling each other's names, and we collide in the center of this room, and we just hold each other. And there's this moment where we kind of like pull away, and Rayla's just like, my sister, and Tova's like, my sister. And they have like this really nice moment of seeing each other and holding each other again and looking each other in the eyes. And it was once again the only thing in Rayla's previous life that she'd wanted.
Yeah.
It was her only goal.
Yeah.
To see her sister again.
You know, and it was tough for me because at the beginning of the campaign, Margaret was like, all she knew was she went to sleep and they'd prayed and she didn't get taken and she didn't know why. And she was looking up to the sky every night being like, I see Skull in the sky chasing the sun. Is my family there?
Yeah.
Can I see them?
Yeah.
And like this whole time she was asking me all the time, like, can I see them? And like all she wanted to do was be reunited with your family. And it was tough because obviously I wanted to give her what she wanted, but at the same time, like, it felt so good.
It did.
Last week.
It did. It felt so good in that moment to finally be able to actually see her in the flesh.
Like, it was good because you sort of began to know where they were.
Yeah,
and
know that they were okay.
Safe. You know, that was like the first step.
Yeah.
Like, where are they?
Yeah.
Okay, I know where they are. Are they safe?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know they're safe.
It's like
I need to finish so I can actually see them.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a second wave of grieving, I think, in a way. Like, she was grieving the loss of her family and not knowing if they were okay.
Yeah.
When she found out they were okay, there was the second wave of grieving of being like, well, I should be with them.
Yeah, and I'm not.
And they're safe, and I'm not. And it's up to me to get to them again. Like, it all fell on Rayla to find them again. And so yeah, it was there was a lot of complex emotions going on there with her. And
mum and dad came over.
Mother and father came over.
Mm-hmm.
We had a moment. I don't want to talk about that.
It's okay. And then Skull came over.
And basically Skull was just like, fucking well done, Vendari.
Yeah,
you did it.
Yeah. He asked you what you wanted to be called.
Yeah,
if you wanted to be called Vendari.
Yeah, he said to me, like, in this moment, do you want me to call you Vendari or Rayla? And Rayla was like, for right now, just let me be Rayla. Like, while I still can.
I've been Vendari. I've done what Vendari needed to do.
Yeah.
Like, and I've just been reunited with my family.
So right now, let me be Rayla.
For today, let me be Rayla.
Yeah, for today. And he respected that. And,
yeah, of course he did.
There was a moment where, finally I turned to my friends who were fucking stood there awkwardly in the back, like, oh. And they came over, and the first thing Hameta did was he, obviously in the presence of a god, bowed to him and said, it's my honor to meet you. And Skull says,
I hit him. Are you ready? I hit him with the Lord of the Rings.
They hit us with the Lord of the Rings, baby.
Hit him with the Lord of the Rings. Hameta, like, knelt down, and Skull said, you bow to absolutely nobody here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Skull, like, lowered himself down, and as they heard that, they just heard, like, the dropping of things as they, like, turned around, and, like, hundreds of these drow folk that they'd never met. Rayla had met them all, but the other people that Igneous, TRP, and Hameta had never met any of them before.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them were, like, bowing down and giving thanks, because, like, if it weren't for all of you, there wouldn't be a World Tree. There wouldn't be a Skull and Hattie.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be anything.
Yeah.
So
it was real nice. It hit him with the Lord of the Rings, It feels good for a reason. And it felt good. It felt really, really good. It felt real nice. Then kind of from there was just discussions of going forward.
Yeah,
what we
there was
were going
magic
to
items.
Do. Magic items given out. Some new abilities given out.
Skull said that, you've won this battle, but you haven't won the war.
Yeah,
like,
Skull
Midgard is still in danger.
Skull was like, me and Hattie would help you, but we can't because we have a job to do.
Yes.
We have to ensure that the moon and the sun are cycling through the sky. That's their job.
That's their job.
So he was like, I can help you as much as I can from afar. And he was like, but just know, this space is always open to your people, Rayla, and it's also open to you. Well, Rayla kind of was like, good, I'm glad. And kind of at the end of the conversation, Rayla was like, and me and my friends. And Skull was like, Vendari, of course it's always open to you.
Yeah. There was, like, after they'd gotten, like, information, because obviously Skull and Hattie, like, fly through the night sky, so they see quite a lot. I rolled a natural 20 perception check for Skull.
Mm-hmm.
So Skull gave them some information about where the children were.
Yes.
And where Anger Border is.
Yes.
And things that are going on. And they got the magic items. And then you and Skull had a little, like, chat before you left.
Yeah, we had a kind of a one-to-one. Because, now is the point where I like to start thinking about endgame for my character now.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the last arc of the campaign. And I don't like to not know what my character's end goals are, because I like to be able to tie it up in a way that I can look back on it fondly. And I'm upsetting myself.
It's okay.
And I had said to you, like, prior to this, I was like, I just don't know what Rayla's end goal is now, because she's found herself. She realizes the reason she never felt like she was of this earth is because she isn't. Basically, she is different. And
you said to me, like, I don't really know, and I said, well, just hang on a little bit.
Yeah, because there might be,
like, I've got an idea of maybe something that you might be interested in.
Yeah.
And I just said, like, you don't have to take it if you don't want, but like, there's going to be an offer made to you And if you like it, you can take it. So Skull said, like me and Hattie are tired.
Mm-hmm.
We do this every day. There isn't really a day we can not do it because sun needs to set and the moon needs to rise and all that good stuff. And he said, you are big enough and strong enough now. We'd like to leave the door open to you specifically to come and join us.
Yeah.
And every now and then you can take over.
Yeah. And that is kind of the perfect compromise, I think, to what I was thinking. What I was thinking was Rayla has found a new family now. She realizes that her existence and her being, even though, yes, the gods are just people and she's not a god, she realizes that her existence is more than just the people she cares about, and it's more than just herself. And the problem is she's so fiercely loyal to her family, to her friends, to her party. Now she's like, how could I ever choose between them? How could I possibly make the choice between my family and my friends? Because my heart will never be full either way. And in her mind, if she could just ascend, if she could just join the moon and the stars, if she could be like an ever-presence above, she could keep an eye on everyone she cares about and be able to protect them from afar, but, at the expense of not being able to be, like, worldly with them anymore. And I think that's something that, for me as a person, right, I don't want my character to explode into stars and never come back.
Yeah.
But also thinking about Rayla, I think that's what she would want.
Yeah, I agree.
And selfishly, I'm speaking about this as if she's like my child. But I got the auto-tune on. But selfishly, I don't want to deprive my character of what I think is a fitting end for their story. And what you suggested was, why don't you join us? And you kind of said, like, every now and then you can join us. But I think it's going to be more, she will remain with them. And then every now and then she will be granted the ability to walk amongst the others for a little while.
She can come back down and just do her mortal duty.
Yeah.
And walk amongst the people. And then, she can do what she does most of the time, which is be up there.
And like it's a lonely existence, I think. Kind of what is written in the stars for her, literally. But not so much now, knowing that she will be with Skull and Hattie. Why am I so upset?
It's sad. It's sad to think about, isn't it? But like it's nice. I always like to when we get to sort of this point in the campaign, there's like TRP's last sort of final hurrah with Odiger to try and finally stop him once and for all.
Yep. And
then after that, it's going to be like stopping Angerboda from finally doing what she always wanted to do, which is probably, killing Odin.
Yep.
And
everyone else with it.
Being the person who has the say from now on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we're wrapping up. And
I like to get to this point and say to my players, like, so you need to start thinking about what you want at the end of, if you survive, what do you want to happen?
Yeah. And, I've been thinking about it a lot. As you can tell, I've been thinking about Rayla's endgame a lot.
Yeah.
And it's hard because Rayla is really special to me now. And in a way that my other characters have and haven't been.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done this before when you've played a character and you feel so connected to your character in the moment, you think nothing's ever going to compare.
Yeah.
I did this with my last character, Willow, in Jack's first campaign. And I never thought I'd care about anyone as much as I care about Willow, any character at least. And Rayla's completely changed that. Rayla is so much more complex, I think.
It's tough, innit? Because it's like, at the beginning when you don't like know them, because you get to know your character and sort of what they do and how they think and their life and their values and stuff like that. So when you get to like the beginning of a new campaign, you're like, it can never be the same. But like that character goes through things emotionally, and that character goes through a journey and everything like that. So at the end of a campaign, like you're always gonna feel like it's never gonna be the same again. But each character has a journey. Each journey is different. There's no way that you can go through a campaign and not become emotionally tied to a character.
Totally. Yeah, no, totally. I agree. I completely agree. And, you know, we were talking about this the other day. We mentioned in another episode that, like, your characters, in a way, are like an extension of yourself. There's sometimes things that you want to work through. There's how you see picture yourself. And the three main characters I've played, Beloved, she was very much an exact mirror image of me at the time, working through some terrible shit that I didn't want to work through in real life. Willow is exactly what I want to be. She's what I aspire to be, what I would like my soul to be like. And then Rayla, I feel like, is a mix in between the two. There's a lot of working things out through Rayla that I didn't realize I was working out. There's a lot of genuinely me in Rayla, and there's a lot of what I aspire to be in Rayla. And, you know, you guys have made her so much more than just my D&D character.
You know, it's like thousands of people are now rooting for
Rayla. which is, you know,
it's just
insane.
It's just mad.
Like, you cry with me, you laugh with me, you celebrate my wins.
I think it's going to be really, really hard to let, like, this campaign go in full, because, you know, like Margaret said, like, you were all of you were like, oh, like, Jack this and Jack that, and, you know, like, Margaret's always told me I'm a great DM and stuff like that, and then, like, now I've got, like, thousands of people telling me I'm a great DM, and I'm like, okay. Thank you, like obviously thank you very much, but, you know, like, I don't do it for the recap. Like, I do it because I love my players, and I want them to have a good time, and I do it because, like, I want to tell a story, and I enjoy telling a story. And, you know, now that I've got thousands of people listening to it, I say thousands, you know, like, we're almost encroaching on 3,000. 3,000 people listening to your campaign update every week is fucking wild.
Yeah, it is.
To me.
It is.
You know, yeah, you go and watch Critical Role and they've got like millions of people, but it's still, like, to me, like this little home game that I created.
not thinking.
You know, this campaign started before the podcast did.
It did, yeah.
So it's just wild.
It is wild. It is. And, you know, it's nice to know that so many people are rooting for us, for all of us.
It's going to be hard to let it go at the end, I think, because, like, it's going to be, like, it's like part of the podcast now. It is.
So no, I agree. It is.
It's scary.
It is scary
to let it go.
It is. It's. I feel like, again, there's going to be like a collective mourning throughout.
Yeah.
Which, you know, which is nice. Like, it's nice to know that you're rooting for us so much. And, you know, it's things like all the fan art that comes in, and people talking to me about Rayla, and people being so interested, and, you know, people saying that they're going to take some of your NPCs. Like, it's amazing. And, you know, it's the love that everyone gets. You know, Priestess gets a lot of love as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's because, like, the other two backstories were almost, like, tied off before the
podcast started. Yeah.
So, you know, I'm gonna do another campaign in the future. It's going to be, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do like slightly more condensed things with, like, breaks in between. Like, I have this idea of, like, a sort of the city. I don't know. We don't need to go into that right now.
No. Yeah.
But we're going to do, like, slightly more condensed, like, chapter-based campaigns, like, where we do, like, maybe like a couple of months, and then, like, that arc's closed off, we have a break, we do some other stuff, we go into, like, the next chapter sort of thing. That's sort of what I want to do, because you know, I'm busy, and it lets me, like, recoup and, like, plan a bunch of stuff, and then we start, and then we can, like, go real hard for, like, a few months, and then we take a break for a couple of weeks or a month, and then I get back into it. And I think I'll be really good at that.
I agree. No, I very much agree.
You know,
very much so.
But I just want to thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for caring about our campaign.
Yeah, honestly, thank you.
Yeah.
It's changed it in a way for us that we never thought it would.
Yeah.
But in a good way. Like, it's elevated it for us, I think.
And, you know, everyone's like, want to film it and want to stream it,
and it's like we do.
Of course we
really do.
We want to show you it.
We want you to be part of it with us, and that's why we do the campaign updates, and the hopes of including you a little bit in our small slice of the world.
Yeah, but, you know, also, that's hard to do.
That's really hard to do.
You know, like,
it's a lot of equipment.
It's
a lot of money. It's a lot of, and, you know, I fully believe we have a great thing going, and the pressure of cameras we're used to the camera now. But we're not used to it in terms of playing.
Yeah.
Like, it would change it.
Yeah. I think we'd have to, like, film it privately first and then be able to, like, watch it back and make sure everyone's comfortable and, like, do that first.
Yeah.
But also, like, we film on our Margaret's phone, We're
not the most high-tech.
We're not the most high-tech. Yeah, we've got 2 mics.
But they're not podcasting mics.
They're not podcasting mics. These are
Tom mics.
These are Tom mics for a drum kit because my brother likes to do music production. Like this entire podcast is growing like quicker than I think either of us would have expected.
Yep.
And we were sort of unprepared for that.
We were. Yeah, we were. Let's face it, we were.
Like 3,000 people being like, film your game. Of course I want to film it for you.
Of course we do.
Like that would be awesome. But at the same time, it's like, that's fucking hard to do.
Yeah.
And to me and Margaret, like, we like to make things look nice. We like the podcast to look nice. And I think if we were to put out our game and it looks shit,
I would be very upset.
We'd be devastated.
Very, very devastated about it.
So I think we'd have to wait until we could get it looking exactly like
agreed.
Logistically looking exactly how we wanted it to.
Agreed. And I don't think we can do that in this house.
And in this house we don't have much space.
Yeah.
So we'd love to do it, and it's something we'll definitely consider.
Yeah.
But right now it's almost impossible.
It is impossible. It is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, that's not to say that we're not going to try and maybe get something out to you at some point.
Yeah.
But, that's something that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a discussion for another time. But, thank you all so much for caring, for wanting to see it. We are going to, when the campaign ends, we're going to have a full episode dedicated to the campaign.
Yeah.
We're going to try get some of our friends in to talk about it as well.
Yeah.
We're going to make a big deal out of it, basically.
Yeah, you all will then get to meet them.
Yeah.
And, they can experience sort of how it is to be on this podcast.
Suss out how it feels.
Because this isn't for everyone,
No, it's not.
Me and Margaret, like...
crazy, insane extroverts.
Very, very social people.
Yeah.
And, we're very confident people.
Yeah, not to say our friends aren't.
And we're happy being on camera.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck and we don't, like...
But even in the beginning, we weren't. Even in the beginning, we were terrified.
Like, go back
were so weird.
We're on episode
beginning.
47 now. Go back and watch episode
1. Oh my god, we were so weird in the beginning.
We were like I was holding a mic and it was a mess.
It was yeah.
And like I'm sat here and we're like talking to 3,000 people on YouTube and 25,000 people on TikTok. Like. I'm just surprised you started watching.
I know.
After number 1.
If that was what you were served out and you joined for that. Thank you.
So,
yeah.
Like, it's a sobering experience.
It is. And, thank you so much to everyone who has
Every single one of you. We love you.
Yeah, we do so much. You've really made our campaign, I think.
And just, like,
and just,
I don't know.
Our lives.
Yeah.
Genuinely our lives.
Like, maybe just... It's weird, isn't it? Do I say mean more? Because I feel like to me it does.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like now I have something to strive for and I have something to look forward to. And, D&D always was that for me, to be honest. But, just knowing that there's people rooting for you is a nice feeling. And I hope you all get to experience that feeling, the idea of knowing people are rooting for you. Because they are.
And, like, not just the campaign, but, like, the podcast and the whole, like, you value what we say and we try and make a safe space for you. And, it means a lot.
It does mean a lot.
And,
it does mean a lot.
Yes, it's small now and however big it gets, I just want you to understand that, like, that doesn't change, like, however big it gets. I'm talking this, like, 3,000 to us is a massive thing.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
It feels like a massive thing.
It does.
Like, I just want you to know, like, that none of that changes.
Yeah, we don't change.
No.
I'd like to think we don't.
All the values stay the same.
Yeah.
Because that's what we believe in as people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like just a show for the internet.
No, it's not.
Like,
it's, we've said it so many times. We've done terrible shit in our lives. We've said horrible shit in our lives.
We're 29 now. We've lived a life since we were children.
We've been horrible people. And for us, this is a good way for us to repent for the nasty, horrible shit we said.
Yeah,
yeah, no, it is.
As if in church.
It is. No, yeah, repent.
But yeah, I think it's like,
Are we the entity?
Like, I think we said something like poignant for ourselves maybe last Monday. like people didn't say those things to me. In school, like that wasn't the things that I learned.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that there is like younger people who watch this.
Yeah.
And, if I can say anything to you that means something,
yeah.
like respect the people around you.
Yeah, if we can just set an example to be like, this is what normal functioning adults do, and if you're being treated any differently, you need to get rid of those people around you, and if you treat people differently, you need to look inwards.
At yourself. I think because nobody said that to me, and like I said, I used to just say things more than anything to get a laugh.
Same, so did I.
And that was very much the culture and the humor back in the 2010s.
Not an excuse.
Oh no, absolutely not. I would never excuse behavior like that. But like times are changing, people are being a little bit more respectful and stuff like that.
And so are we.
And I want to like harbour that here.
Yeah.
That like saying things like that isn't acceptable.
Yeah.
And you need to like, before you say anything, you need to think about why you're saying it.
Like if we can have anyone, for whatever reason, look up to us and want to adopt being a nicer, more accepting, more open person, then that's all that matters, right?
We'll give you that space to be that person.
And, we've said it before. Sorry, this is completely gone. This is totally gone off on a different topic here. But, we've said so many times, young men are being failed by society
100%.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
Like,
they're being forced, people like Andrew fucking Tate.
I get pushed. I get pushed Andrew Tate content.
Yeah, you do.
Because I'm a male on the internet.
And it's disgusting.
And,
so young men are being failed. There isn't enough male role models like yourself who say, treat people with respect, treat women with respect, don't say fucking stupid, heinous, racist, sexist shit. There needs to be more male role models, I think.
Role models is great, full stop. But I agree, like, it is hard to find male role models in this day and age because there's people like Andrew Tate and horrible, disgusting, vile shit on the internet that shouldn't exist. And the fact that it does, fucking YouTube is failing people,
totally.
Sadly. And it is horrible to share a platform with those sorts of people, but at the same time, you gotta take the platform you gotta get. And this is it. This is the biggest place to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to harbour that space for people, and we're going to create that space for people, and we're going to, try and be that people for other people. And we've had people come in who said, I was a little bit iffy on those sorts of things when I came in, but seeing like the community and seeing how supportive you are and hearing the stories of things that people have gone through, it sort of opened my eyes to like...
Yeah, exactly.
Because the thing is, it's very, very easy to be blind to the hate.
It is. God, it is. It's everywhere. Constantly.
You can just go through life with your eyes closed.
You can. Willingly as well.
Willingly. And just to me, I just don't think that's enough anymore.
No, it's not. It's not enough anymore.
Because the hate is rife. And the hate is everywhere.
Like, it feels like we're getting to a boiling point.
Yeah.
In our society, in our world, in our culture. Like, we're getting to a boiling point where something has to prevail.
Yeah.
And it has to be acceptance and kindness and understanding. It has to be.
Because we'll all fucking kill each other at times.
Exactly.
And, wars. Like, we're having a war in this day and age.
Yeah, I know.
It's a very hateful world out there.
It is.
A very, very horrible, scary, hateful world.
And
for a lot of probably you people.
For a lot of you.
And, we do harbour here a lot of LGBTQ A+ people.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a lot of marginalised communities here. And there isn't... It does bamboozle me and shock me every day that the creators that I watch sort of shy away from those things. Yeah. Because to me, there's just no world. There's just no way I can live in this world and not speak about those things. Yeah. Because, as I said before, it fucking pisses me off every day.
Yeah.
It upsets me every day. And I watch podcasts and stuff like that and listen to bands that are very much... They have that message. Yeah. And I only consume that content because it has that message.
Yeah, definitely. And, we completely understand that not everything has to be that, right? But
to me, it does.
Yeah, exactly. To us, it does. And if you believe in something and you believe... Listen, it's hard to do the right thing. Doing the right thing is fucking really hard to do.
It's not easy to do.
It doesn't serve you. It takes effort. It takes time. But... you have to do it.
To me, you do. You know, and like that's the thing. Like, you don't have to do it. You know, you don't have to get on the internet and make a podcast like we do.
No,
you don't have to.
No,
you don't have to do that.
Not.
We just do it because we struggle to live in a world where things like that don't exist.
Yeah.
The fact that you're part of it is enough.
Is enough.
It's enough.
It's enough.
It's the fact that you like listen to it and you take it in.
It's the fact that you're listening to us rant right now and you're not skipping past it and you're not ignoring it and you're not closing the video. Do you know what I mean?
Like, to me, it started off as a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Yeah. And, you know, it still is. And we still talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. But, you know, like, we do have other agendas. Yeah, we do. We want, and, like, I'm not going to shy away from that. No. And, like, if you don't want that, then maybe this isn't the podcast for you. Yeah. Because we're not going to stop that. No. At all. No. And, you know, it's not going to become a political podcast. Never. No, and it never will do. It will be a Dungeons and Dragons inspired podcast with other themes, and the other themes are fucking social justice. Yeah, totally. Yes. You know, sticking up for what you fucking believe in. Yeah, and not shying away from
protecting marginalized communities.
Yeah, and like fucking shitting on hate in this world because there's so much fucking hate, and we don't have that here. And this is just fucking safe space. And just know that like that will never be welcome here. Never. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about D&D.
Bloody hell. How did we get there?
I don't know.
How did we go? How did we get here?
I don't know.
I was crying 10 minutes ago.
I don't know.
How did we arrive at this point? Is everyone all right? How are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Get yourself a snack. Yeah. If you're in the watch party, too fucking bad. You're just going to have to sit through this. But
oh man, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
But you know, these are just the things that me and Margaret believe in. So just understand that, you know, it's not just a show for the internet. Not that I think anyone ever thought that, but you know, like we truly believe in what we say. Yeah. And we love you all.
We do. We love you very, very much. And we want what's best for you. We want to protect you. We want you to know that you're supported. And anything less than that isn't good enough for us.
Not really.
So, and it shouldn't be for you either.
Yeah.
You should be, whoever you are, unless you're a hateful piece of shit, you should feel welcome and safe and allowed to be you.
Your life is yours, and you live it, and you do whatever you want, and within reason. Otherwise, I'll give you the knuckle sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, like be yourself. If you're trans, be trans. If you're fucking gay, be gay. Like just be who you want to be.
Yep.
And you won't ever struggle here because no one fucking cares. No one cares about the life you've lived. Like, all we care about now is that you accept each other here. We accept you. There's no hate. Let's just fucking live our best lives. Yeah?
Indeed.
Together.
Like peacefully. This. What do you think? This... like that.
I don't know why you didn't use the other hand.
I'm too busy fucking holding on to this
gripping on for dear life.
Yeah, I'm
so yeah.
busy.
Oh, we love you all.
We love you so much.
Yeah.
We hope you understand that and you feel that as well.
Yeah. What are we doing today, Margaret?
Well,
an hour and fucking 15 minutes into the podcast.
Well, we just did the campaign update.
We've done the thing.
Shall we just get on to today's topic?
Let's just do the topic, baby.
So, today's topic's horrible house rules. You can see from the title, you clicked on this video an hour and 14 minutes ago to check this video out. How are we all doing?
Yeah.
So, I scoured the Reddit for some house rules.
Yeah,
you can be the decider if they're horrible or not.
Give us your horrible house rules as well.
Yeah.
We'll leave the submission link down below.
Yep.
If you've ever had a house rule that you've absolutely hated, let us know. Even if it's a controversial one. Even if it's
bonus action portions. Yeah.
I don't know why you would not like that.
But, you might hate it. Who knows?
You make me sick if you do, because why would you?
Jack, here's us like, let's not be talking somewhere like you fucking make us sick.
I can't believe you would do that.
Ugh.
I don't know any player who would not want that.
No, me neither. I don't
either.
Ever. No, me neither. So, shall we just get into fucking number 01?
Number 01,
an hour and 14 minutes into it, baby.
That's the content, baby.
Oh, so
giving them the content.
Are we going to rate them on a scale of unrestful, resting, and restful?
With
a rancid vibe in there somewhere.
No, yeah, restful.
Yep.
Unrestful.
Yep.
And rancid vibes.
All right. Okay.
We'll do it.
Okay.
Let's do it to them, baby.
So number 01. My DM's favorite house rule is that you can roll for anything. And as long as you get a natural 20, it happens, no matter what. If you do not get a natural 20, a severe punishment is put on the character. We have had a paladin roll for a shark coming out of the sky and get it, and a rogue kill a god just by rolling a natural 20, and many more. I feel like the campaign is ruined because of this rule. Yeah, no shit.
That shit gets out of hand real fast.
Yeah.
That's what one D&D tried to do.
Yeah, to have it like an auto success no matter what.
No matter what,
Yeah.
a natural 20 succeeds.
Yeah.
And my God, the backlash from the community.
Oh my God, I know.
The
I know.
backlash from the community was outrageous.
The biggest example was so I want to jump a 300-foot canyon. Like,
I want to jump to the moon.
I
roll a natural 20.
That was the example.
Like, there has to be a moment where it's like, doesn't matter what you roll.
Yeah.
Like the king giving up his kingdom.
Yeah.
You don't just get to meet the king and then be like, I'll give you crown then. And then you go, roll a persuasion check, and you roll it and you roll a natural 20. It's like, if you roll a natural 20, you might not be put in prison.
Yeah. There has
The king might find it funny.
Yeah. There has to be like a what's the word I'm looking for?
It's like,
within reason, right?
Yeah.
There has to be. You have to look at it with context.
Yeah, you have to take into context what you're asking to do, because it's like, if it's impossible,
yeah, then you can't fucking
do it.
Doesn't
matter what the dice.
Doesn't matter what
say.
the state. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, I wish that a shark would fall on me. It's like, how is that happening?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this is a healthy rule.
No.
And unless you want to play like a game that is just off the fucking rails,
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's up to the dice. And if everyone knows that and everyone's happy with
Then
that, fine.
whatever.
But killing a god because you rolled a natural 20 is
Well,
is stupid.
Because I was like, right, well, this can't be a common thing, right? This can't be. It is. Oh my God,
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
Every single thread I looked at, there was at least 3 or 4 people saying this exact thing, which is insane to me.
Like, the dice are there as tools to things that are possible. It's how well do you succeed or how well do you fail.
Yeah.
It's not you make the impossible possible with the 20.
Yeah.
That's not what the dice are
Yeah,
for.
I was shocked. Agreed. I was absolutely shocked that this was such a common thing. I was like, surely not. Yeah, apparently it is.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And, like, the fact that Wizards of the Coast attempted to trial it,
I know.
like, that shows that there's a large portion of the community that does.
Insane to me personally. Wild, truly wild.
To me, any first-time DMs out there,
yeah,
everything is not possible.
Yeah,
and a 20 doesn't mean it is.
Don't let your players tell you that it is.
But like that situation, it's like, I asked the king for his crown. I roll a natural 20. It's like, okay, he finds it funny, and you don't get arrested.
Yeah,
because you were very charming.
Yes.
And,
Yeah. He doesn't suddenly just...
He doesn't get up and behead you with his sword. That's what that means.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah.
There's some things that just aren't possible.
Yeah, unrestful.
I think unrestful.
Unrestful.
I don't think quite rancid
No.
Because I think, like, there is a world where you can play this game and everyone has fun.
Yeah, I agree. And, it doesn't seem malicious as well.
No,
I would just say unrestful, honestly.
Yeah, and it's like, the thing is, it's like, did the enemies get to do this as well?
I'm assuming so.
He attempts to behead you. Oh, he rolls an natural 20. You're dead.
Yeah. I'm assuming so, right?
So I think... drink some of your cola. It's Coke Zero. There's no caffeine in it.
Oh,
get wrecked,
no.
bitch.
Like a fucking 420 no scope.
Oh
my God.
By the cola.
By you. Oh, bam. Oh, God.
Bam, bam.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, just unrestful.
I would say I was unrestful.
Yeah, I just said that was unrestful.
I did that. It's that.
Yeah, it's unrestful. So, number 2. He wants us to make level 3 characters, but then add 1d20 plus 5 to our level so that our characters will be staggered in power. And I quote, because not everyone is the same level realistically.
So we start at level 3, then roll a d20.
D20 plus 5.
So you might be level 28.
Yeah, this is exactly what the comments said. Like, what happens in that situation? Like, and you know what? The plus 5? So, at the very least...
you're going to be level 9. You're going to be level 9.
At the very least... Did you like that quick maths from me there,
that
by
was
the way?
Incredible.
Mm.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
Like, that's a lot for Margaret.
That,
like,
no
offense
no,
to
it
her.
is. It is.
Mental
Truly,
math
it
is
is. No.
absolutely her least strong point.
Nope. No, it is not. We all have strengths and weaknesses, and that's mine.
Exactly. And
Is it
mine isn't reading out loud. I don't care what you say. You can be nice to me all you want. I don't need it. I'm bad at reading out loud.
Do you want to read the next one?
Absolutely not. Because it'll sound like a 4-year-old's reading it.
No, that's not true.
Look.
A 9-year-old.
A 9-year-old.
Quick maths.
A 28-year-old.
No. Oh.
Well, 1 year ago, baby.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand a world in which this works well for the players.
Okay, but do you understand a world that the party is a different level?
No.
So a lot of people do that.
No, I don't.
Campaign 1's Critical Role did that.
Mm-mm.
I don't like it personally.
No, me neither.
And when you start getting into XP level and stuff like that, that really happens.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very common thing in XP leveling, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you only get the XP if you kill the thing.
Like, because there's obviously group XP, which is what a lot of things do.
Yeah.
And then there's single player XP.
Exactly. So, of course there's tables where they play like this and they succeed. Not like this, but of course there's tables where they play at different levels and they succeed and they all have a good time. Me, I would hate it. I would hate either end of the spectrum. I would hate being the higher leveled person because I would feel bad. I would hate being the lower level person because I'd feel bad.
A few things. That is a balanced nightmare.
Oh my God, how do you prepare
if you have a player
for...
that's level 9 and you have a player that's level 18, like, that is a balance nightmare.
Fucking absolute nightmare.
If you have a player that's level 9 and a player that's level 28, right? First of all, how does it exceed level 20?
Yeah, how does it exceed
level 20?
Yeah, literally.
I don't understand how it exceeds level 20, but also a level 20 and a level 9 put in the same encounter.
Oh,
the level
no
9
way.
is either going to die instantly,
die
or
instantly.
the level 20 is going to kill the monster instantly.
Yeah.
It's impossible to balance that.
Yeah, like I completely agree. How would you balance that? This is like, do you remember ages ago in one of the other house rules ones we did? They all were playing at level 9, and if you died, you had to come back as a level 1. Even that, level 1 to level 9, that level 1
impossible.
Is that. What's the point?
It's impossible to survive.
It is impossible to survive.
You would just hide every encounter and pray to God that you didn't get hit.
Impossible.
And the other thing is, I understand the balance. The you can have a party that's like level 5 and level 4, or something like that.
I can also. I
still don't think I would like it.
I wouldn't like it either. But again, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
I can absolutely see tables that are fine with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't like that. I would like all of us to be the same level.
Milestone leveling.
Yeah, I
just
agree.
the way I like to do it.
I agree, and I think it's a collaborative storytelling game. You're all the main characters. You all want to feel cool and nice. TM. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So
cool and nice and fun.
Cool and nice. I think I also don't think this is rancid vibes.
This is rancid vibes.
You think this is rancid vibes?
Rancid vibes.
I was going to just go for a wrestle.
The thing is as well, we like to start. We tried a campaign starting at level 3. I think the DM
watch yourself
struggled.
Okay.
So, in just being honest, the campaign just wasn't great. And I think that put a sour taste in our mouth. What do you mean, watch yourself?
Just watch yourself.
I'm not going to be horrible.
Watch yourself.
I think the campaign wasn't our favourite anyway.
No, it wasn't.
I think that put
absolutely
a bad taste in our mouths about starting at level 3.
Yeah, it was a really weird situation because I selfishly wanted to start at level 3 because I was multi-classing, so it would have made my multi-classing easier.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, level 1 and 2 are just shitty levels. And the DM was like, yeah, I completely agree, actually. So we started it, and then I realised I did miss the stupid pleb level of level 1. It's one session. To us, it's one session.
Level 1 is one session. Level 2 is 2 sessions.
Yeah.
And then after that, it slows down.
Yeah, I did miss that. And at that point, I wasn't very experienced with D&D either.
And it's not a rush.
No.
You got to remember that D&D isn't a rush.
No.
And if you just try and rush to the late levels, you won't feel the growth.
Definitely. It won't feel rewarding.
Yeah.
Matthew is a great example of this. He likes to go from fucking absolutely bottom of the barrel 0 to hero.
Matthew would make himself level 0 if he could.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I think I will still try and do a campaign that starts at level 3 at some point.
Yeah.
To see if I do like it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm in control.
Yeah.
Because I think there is some people don't like level 1, level 2.
Yeah.
Everyone likes to start with a subclass and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very personal to.
Totally understand that. But could you imagine starting a campaign at minimum level 9?
No.
Level 9?
No. Especially if it wasn't a one-shot. No.
Like, why would you start a campaign at level 9?
No. Like, a one-shot, I completely understand.
Yeah.
But an actual campaign, no.
A campaign?
No.
At level 9?
Yeah. Staggered in power. But how do you balance that?
I don't know.
How do you balance that?
I'm hitting it.
You're hitting it with the rancid vibes. Fair enough.
I don't like that.
Go on, what do you think? Let us know in the comments in Watch Party what we thinking. Rancid vibes are unrestful.
Nah, rancid vibes.
Watch everyone be like, it's actually restful. I do this.
Restful, love this. This is actually my submission.
Yeah, this is the best. So, on to number 3.
Oh!
So, piety checks would be the worst rule that I've been subjected to. I was playing as the sole cleric in the party of 6 to 8, depending on who could show up on game night. The game was strictly XP for kills, so if you didn't kill it, you don't get XP. I spent the majority of my playtime casting heals on the tank and watching them gain levels. Then the DM decided that I might be having too much fun stuck at level 5.
It sounds like it.
In a party of 7 to 9 level fighters, rangers, and wizards, who don't have to maintain a spellbook or components or bother with casting times. He announces that religion-based characters are now subject to piety checks. Piety checks determine whether or not your spell is successful. If you don't know what piety means, it means like devotion to your god. They have a DC equal to spell level plus piety score. You arrive at your piety score by how dedicated you are to your gods.
So that's subjective.
In our game, donating everything of value, gold, magic items, worldly possessions to the church, and doing nothing but healing injured civilians got you a piety score of 10.
Wow.
So
that's like, I don't know if many players would ever do that. Never mind more than that.
So I usually hovered around 12 to 14, seeing as we had to buy and keep track of rations, so I usually spent only a couple of gold on silly things like food. The last adventure I played in, where my PC died, I needed to roll a 13 on a 20-sided dice to successfully cast a cantrip. She died penniless, clothed in dirty rags, and hungry. That's so depressing.
So the thing is, right, as you level up, the piety check gets harder.
Apparently, yeah.
Like, I don't get that. That doesn't really matter the mechanics.
No.
Yeah. This is a shit mechanic.
Oh my god, this is fucking rancid vibes.
This is the most
This is
rancid.
Beyond rancid. This is double the
putrid.
Putrid vibes. Oh my god, this is putrid vibes.
Stop trying to make putrid vibes happen.
Stop trying to make putrid vibes. This is putrid fucking vibes.
Did you like my Mean Girls quote?
Oh.
You better like my Mean Girls quote.
Oh.
Look. Nobody wants to heal anyway, and if you do want to heal,
good on you.
Like,
I kiss your forehead.
My heart goes out to you. My heart bleeds for you, as you are the absolute minority. People don't really like to heal in D&D because healing in D&D is rock hard. Like, really hard. Everyone's like, the Twilight Cleric's overpowered. That's probably what D&D healing should actually be.
I agree.
The Twilight Cleric is absolutely bonkers in terms of healing, but it's probably the only thing that can successfully keep a party alive at all times.
Yep.
Why would you look at the tank, the fighter, the ranger, who are all level 7 to 9, and the poor fucking cleric, the poor healer who's going out with their way to
5th level
to not level up because they're not getting the kills, because that's how some of these XP leveling games work. Why would you make their life even fucking harder to roll a 13 just to attempt to cast a cantrip?
A cantrip, by the way.
Because then you're still going to have to have them fail on a check, or then have to roll to hit.
Oh my god.
So you're basically rolling twice to just hit with a cantrip.
Tell me your DM hates you without telling me your DM hates you.
Tell me your DM is a fucking moron.
Tell him. That's fucking
so
absolutely
stupid.
Putrid vibes. And you know what?
Fucking rancid.
She died penniless, clothed in dirty rags and hungry. That's so fucking sad.
That's so sad.
That is like tragically
If a player
sad.
wants to donate their gold to the church, that's their choice.
That is absolutely their own prerogative.
That's not your choice. That's not a fucking game mechanic.
Like, what the fuck? To make them donate and magic items as well? What the actual fuck? To get a score of 10, terrible.
You are a silly fucking DM.
Yeah, you stink.
You're rancid as fuck,
Oh,
mate.
yeah, you are rancid.
You are rancid as fuck.
Putrid. You were congealed.
Do you want to know what? To find somebody who's happy to heal.
I know.
Protect them with your life.
I know. Protect the
Ask
healer.
them to play every game because your group will appreciate them so fucking much.
Tuck them into bed at night, get them comfy cozy, kiss on the forehead.
Oh my God.
That's how you treat your healers.
They should be the first person you ask at every campaign. Yep. You shouldn't be making their life even harder.
No.
To be selfless like that in an XP-based game where you're fucking them. Oh my God.
Oh,
you suck.
You suck. That sucks. Boo.
You fucking suck.
Rancid.
Get out of here.
Rancid. Oh, okay. Bloody hell.
These are bad.
You like them?
These are bad.
You know what? I actually think that was probably the worst. That was
I would
probably
be surprised
the worst
if
one.
unless someone's like, what was that? What was that fucking one where they're like, here's a quote in Chinese. Now remember that. And
you hated that.
That rustled my jimmies. No. I think about that still to this day.
Yeah, that did rustle your jimmies real bad.
That rocked me real hard.
Fucking rocked
fucked my shit right up.
So this is number 4.
Read 'em and weep, baby.
Yeah. Oh, go on, show him. Nice. Oh my God.
Yeah, but you can't do that. Show me. Fucking knew it.
Oh, okay. So number 4, concentration breaks automatically after being hit, no save, because that's just how they've been playing it all along. I'm a cleric.
That's fucking stupid. You just that's fucking stupid.
Oh, I just like the last. I'm a cleric. Man, there is so many things as a cleric you concentrate on.
There's so many
spiritual weapons, spirit guardians,
everything. Rangers concentrate on spells.
Yeah,
Paladins
everyone fucking
wizards, sorcerers, druids, bards, everyone who can cast a spell has concentration spells. You've basically just taken away half of the spell list.
Like, that's the whole reason that you get to make the check. Do you know what I mean?
It's like so is Warcaster just not a feat in your game?
That is also what the top comments were. Like, what happens with Warcaster then? Obviously, it doesn't matter.
Taking a feat out of the game, which is probably the feat that people want the most, is spellcasters.
Yeah, totally.
Because maintaining concentration is so important.
Yeah.
And like people build characters around concentration spells.
Yeah.
Like when like a lot of like optimized builds, they're like, okay, this is the spell that we concentrate on.
Because concentration spells are the best.
Yeah, and then,
obviously
we play around it. We like strategize around the concentration spell.
Yeah.
This is just fucking stupid. Like,
this is lame as fuck. This is just lame.
What's the point in having them? Like, if you're a fucking wizard, you are fucked.
Yeah,
because
Well, if you're a cleric, again, if you're a spellcaster, you're fucked.
If you're a cleric, maybe you have a decent AC. If
True.
you picked one that has heavy armor. But like, if you're a wizard with shit AC,
yeah,
and you're out of like shield slots,
yeah,
you're fucking.
You are absolutely wrecked.
There's no point in concentrating on that spell.
You are wrecked.
Because your AC is probably going to be about 13.
Yeah, I just do not know how this would benefit anyone.
Apart from the Dungeon Master.
Yeah, but even then,
I fucking hope there.
I was going to say, surely there things can't.
Imagine if they had normal concentration.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
Like, what's the point? Like, in boss fights, like, it's great to have your boss concentrating on a spell.
Yeah.
And because, you know, like, it's like almost a secondary goal to, like,
to get them to drop concentration. Totally.
Like,
yeah, totally.
It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, lame. I'd say that this is unrestful.
This is...
Go on.
Nah, this is rancid vibes.
You think this is rancid vibes? Oh my goodness.
That's rancid vibes.
That's rancid vibes.
That's just taking an entire mechanic out of the game.
Like a really important mechanic as well, actually.
Like, I understand that spellcaster, we've been through it before, spellcasters are more powerful than marshals, but hitting spellcasters with this just makes them like almost worthless.
Yeah, it does make them worthless.
Like
it
worthless.
Does.
Like,
it does.
That isn't the way to bring them in line.
No,
and like I imagine that's probably what they were trying to do.
Yeah, probably.
But that's not the way to do it.
That's not how you do it. Just balance your shit better.
Buff the marshals.
Yep.
Not nerf the spellcasters.
Yep.
Because that's not the right thing to do.
Agreed.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, tell him. Oh my God, Jack.
What? It's my podcast and I think you're an idiot.
Yeah, go on. I like how we need to be accepting everyone. We're like, you're a stupid fool. You're a fool.
I'm allowed to call somebody stupid if they do something stupid.
Amen. Amen to that.
That's fucking stupid.
Amen to that, baby. So, number 5. You scared me. Oh, no. I'm rancid.
No, apparently I'm rancid vibes.
The rancid man.
The rancid man.
You should change your name on Discord to the rancid man.
I will fucking not do that. Because fuck you.
So, number 5. Sorry, I don't know what happened to me there.
It's dripping, so I'm having to drink it over here.
Oh, no.
It's dripping on my shirt.
Oh, it does, and you're wearing a grey shirt as well for the most part.
Yeah.
that a 1 on ability check was an insta fail. This is basically like a fumble table. Again, the most whinged about thing on these threads is fumble tables. Wow, my mind disappeared there. Sorry.
So, like a 1 on an ability check fails no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay,
and here's the example.
Okay, go on.
And it resulted in disaster almost every time. The one time I was trying to haggle for a better deal on some cloth, I rolled a 1. Mm-hmm. And apparently my character pissed all over the place, spat in the shopkeeper's face, and got dragged into the dungeons.
Pissed all over the place, spat in the fucking shopkeeper's face. Like, that's just fucking stupid.
I love that. I love how absolutely dramatic that is.
It's like, the dungeon master saying this and you're like, my character doesn't do that.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
No, my character doesn't do that.
It's like they just lose all bodily autonomy.
Yeah, they just black out for a minute.
And suddenly they're pissing on everyone.
And then they've got the genitals out, having pissed everywhere. The shopkeeper's got a massive gauze on his face.
Yeah, and they wake up and they're being dragged away. Oh.
So the thing is, right?
Oh, that's so funny.
It's silly. It's stupid. It's a very funny story. But the reason why this doesn't work...
Go on.
Like, you cannot critically fail... You cannot critically fail a skill check, and there is reasons why you can't critically fail a skill check. There are... And basically, the rogue's reliable talent.
Yep.
Okay. You can build a character where they can never get lower than a certain amount.
Yeah.
You can take skillful. You have reliable talent.
Yeah, you get modifiers.
You have jack of all trades with the bard.
Yep.
The game isn't built. By late game, if you've put feats into skillful, if you've taken rogue to get reliable talent, you shouldn't be punished. Like, you've made your character good enough. Completely.
You've gone out of your way and you've spent resources on building your character that way.
You can still critically fail in combat, but you cannot critically fail a skill check. Yeah. And, by late game, that's the point. Yeah. Like, your rogue doesn't snap their tools in the lock because they've been doing it for, like, 45 sessions, 50 sessions, 100 sessions. Like, they're too good at this point.
Your character haggling for cloth doesn't suddenly piss and spit on the shopkeeper.
Your bard just drops trow and pisses everywhere. Like, there's a reason why. There's a reason why you can't critically fail a skill check.
Honestly, the fumble tables, they are just... Tell me you're a DM who hates everyone if you use a critical fumble table like that. And again,
the skill checks as well.
Yeah, agreed. And there is... I've seen it. There is tasteful ways to do it.
Yeah, there is. There
is tasteful ways to do it, but this
that's not it.
This is rancid vibes.
You think?
This is rancid vibes.
To me, this is unrestful.
No, this is rancid vibes.
Yeah, you hit it with the rancid vibes.
Rancid. You're making the character.
I think it's unrestful.
Come on.
I think it's stupid. Yeah, but like. It's also kind of funny.
It's funny.
It's also like very, very funny.
Restful.
I approve of this. It's silly. It's silly. It's silly billies. Silly Bo Billies.
Silly Bo Billy. Oh, so the next one. Number 06. Rolling to confirm crits on attack rolls.
Oh, God.
Man, if I roll a 20, it should be a crit, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Rolling to confirm almost always results in a regular hit, taking away the thrill of ever rolling a 20.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
And not to mention, it's inconsistent with rolling ones.
Like... So the thing is, with rolling to confirm, if you hit a 20 and you're like buzzing and then you have to roll to confirm it, the only way if you can get a crit is if you roll 2 20s
in a row. 2 20s in a row, which happens, but like...
Well, fucking barely. You're like almost... I don't fucking know.
Oh,
do the math. Do the math. But you're like...
Matthew, do the math.
You're not just like doubling the odds. You are like vastly
the odds. Yeah, 100%. Like... we remember the natural 20s because they happen so rarely. Do you know what I mean?
So the thing is with confirming it, like if you roll a 20 and then you just roll a hit, it's just a hit.
Yeah.
But if you roll a 20 and then you roll a miss, does it miss?
Yeah, I'm assuming so, right? I'm assuming if you roll the 20 and then you miss with the next one. Imagine or does it just confirm
Imagine if you imagine if you did the critical fumble table. You rolled a 20 and then you rolled a 1
Oh my
your
God.
crit turned
Oh
into
my
a
God.
critical failure.
Jesus Christ, I'd die.
To confirm the hit, to confirm the crit, right, wouldn't you just... It's stupid anyway, but if you roll a 20 and then roll a hit, does it still count as a crit?
I'm assuming you're only rolling for the crit, right?
I fucking hope so.
Like,
if you went from crit
is
to
there
miss...
is there a DC to rolling for the crit? Regardless, that's lame and stupid, and that shouldn't be the situation. And also, it says, not to mention, it's inconsistent with rolling ones, so you don't have to double check if you've rolled a 1.
If you roll a 1. I know it's stupid.
Yeah.
This is the thing. If it's double standards, isn't it? Because you don't have to do it for a 1.
I know.
Do you have to confirm your critical failure?
Yeah, I know.
No. So why do you have to confirm a critical failure?
know.
This is just Dungeon Masters making it hard.
Yep.
This is just Dungeon Masters taking away that awesome moment of the natural 20 and the elation of the group.
Elation, and it is.
Yeah,
it's elation.
Everyone's buzzing. Not just the person who gets the crit. Everyone's buzzing when the crit happens.
Yeah, it's the thing. You do the thing.
The
thing been done and feel good.
The thing be done. You're feeling good.
Yeah.
I just think it's so pointless.
Yeah, tell me that you don't want your players to succeed.
Yeah.
Tell me you don't know how to balance.
I would like to understand from anybody who's played a game where you got to confirm crits.
Yeah.
Do you just have to confirm crits? Do you confirm hits? Do you confirm misses?
Yeah.
Or can you go from a crit to a miss? Or is it goes from a crit to not a crit?
Yeah.
So let me know how that works. Yeah. But that's dog shit, and I hate it.
Boo! Stinky, rancid vibes.
100%.
No, totally
100%
rancid vibes. Yeah,
that's,
totally.
I think that verges on unrestful, but rancid. I think it's rancid vibes.
Agreed. Okay, number 7. Yes, 7. Number 7.
Yeah?
Oh no, are we on 6?
God, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either. What are we on? Entity, tell me. What are we on?
The entity.
I think this. Yeah,
I think it's 7.
I think it's 7.
Go for it.
So if you give a potion to someone unconsciously, you have to roll to see if they choke on it.
Why?
Why?
People are making it even easier these days.
My fucking God.
Because they know that healing's bad in D&D. Bonus action healing potion. To be fair, I do still make it an action to feed it to someone else.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
But, there isn't a choke check.
No, choke check.
A gag reflex check or anything like that.
And you know what? What's the stipulation of them choking on it? And do they fail a death save if they choke on it? Do they outright die if they choke on it? What's the stipulation?
Why do you have to roll to see if they're choking on it? These are just extra things that aren't needed.
And you know what?
Extra things that just are not needed. You aren't bringing any value to the game by adding them. You aren't bringing any tension to the game by adding them.
No, it's just fucking annoying.
It's the thing is, when I hear shit like this, I'm like, are your encounters bad? And that's why you need things like this?
Yeah, what is the actual mechanical reason that you're doing it? Is it because
is the game too easy?
Yeah,
and that's why you need this.
Have you had situations before where people are getting each other up too easily?
Yeah.
But even then, a health potion, what 2d4 plus 1 or 4 or whatever?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2,
if you're adding things in to make the game harder, it's you can just balance encounters. With practice, look, I know it's not easy to balance encounters, and I'm not saying oh, you fucking bad, oh, you suck. It's you can work on balancing encounters to make your game harder without adding a choke check on a fucking healing potion.
Yeah.
Just make your encounters a bit tougher.
And oh my God, if you're playing rules as written, right? Potions at the very base level, 50 gold each.
50 gold each.
Imagine
and an action.
Burning 50 gold and an action. Oh my God. No, thank you. No way.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's also rancid vibes.
Yeah. I feel all of these confirming crits and stuff like that. It's are you doing it because you're struggling?
Yeah. I would genuinely like to know why someone has put in such an awful homebrew rule. And the thing is, it's especially things like this that are more niche, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least, I say more niche from what I can find publicly, openly on the Reddit.
The choke check.
How did this come into fruition?
Why was this?
What was the reason that this came into fruition?
It's doesn't need to be realistic.
It doesn't.
Everybody adding thinking they're adding realism into the game by adding these things. I understand that they're unconscious and the faculties aren't working. I understand why you're putting it in, but it's a shit rule.
Yeah.
It's not a good rule. It's not good for the game. It's not good for your players. Your players don't enjoy it. I think you just need to ask yourself when you're adding things like this in, why am I adding it?
Yeah, agreed. Are my players benefiting from this?
That's what
Are they
you want.
getting something out of it? No.
Like you can add rules in that make it a little bit tougher, but like everyone has to agree on those rules before you add them in.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you haven't ran this past your players.
Oh my god!
You haven't asked if everybody at the table is okay with this.
Who's gonna go? Yeah, that's a great idea. I like that idea.
That's a great idea. I can't
That makes our
on a healing
gameplay
potion and lose a death save.
so much easier. I do want to know what happens. Yeah, no, that totally rancid vibes.
Like if I'm telling you right now, if there is a rule that is going to make the game harder for your players, ask them first.
Totally.
Because some can benefit,
some might want it. Yeah.
Some can benefit players, but also benefit enemies, and
Totally.
like you got to make that clear.
Yeah.
Just run these rules past players for the fucking love of God.
Yep.
Because no one's going to agree to that.
No
one's agreeing
way.
to that rule.
No way.
No one.
Boo.
Unrestful.
Yeah, unrest. No, I'd say rancid vibes.
No, I don't think that's quite rancid vibes.
Choke. No, rancid vibes.
All right, okay.
I'd be so upset. I would be so fucking upset.
It depends if it knocks a death save off. If it knocks a death save off, it's rancid vibes.
Regardless, I'd be so upset wasting a potion and wasting an action.
Yeah,
I'd be so pissed off.
Wasting the potion. If you aren't good at making potions readily available as well, that's also a problem.
Yeah. Hello? What? Oh, no.
That was rancid vibes.
No, well, that noise.
Yeah.
Sorry, should I turn that down? Do you think?
It's fine.
Was that loud?
No, I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, well. So, number 8. Number 8. Due to his due to his draconian heritage, my dragonborn fighter has to make a wisdom save whenever he sees something valuable that he might want to hoard. Fail the save, and he has to try and take it. And being a lawful good soldier with a strict code of honor, it does go against his character quite a bit.
Why are you doing that? Why are you making
forcing?
That's a player decision.
Oh my god,
that's a character quirk that a player puts on themselves.
Oh my god, like
not that the DM does.
If OP had been like, here's this, and that it's something that can we work towards overcoming? Great,
do you know
that's
what?
Good flavor.
I think if you were a dragonborn and that was a character trait, I think that's a neat character trait.
I completely agree.
I actually think it's kind of cool, but
imagine being not wanting that, and then your DM being like, "Yeah, you have to do it."
And
oh my god! And you're like, he's a lawful good soldier.
Especially if you're like, he's a lawful good soldier.
Yeah,
like a paladin or something like that.
Yeah, and if you had decided that for yourself, that's a really good character flaw.
I love it if you decided for yourself.
Same, but the DM cannot decide those things for you.
And like, I hope you give them proficiency in stealth and sleight of hand if you're going to do that.
Yeah, I sincerely doubt it.
If you've got like negatives in those things as well, you're gonna fail like every time.
Yeah,
and you're like forced to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it, and it's like, again, it's up to perception of this. Like, what do you perceive to be something valuable that he might want to hoard?
Yeah.
Are you putting that onus on your player to go, he would probably want to hoard that?
Like, in every situation where he enters a room, does he have to like make a perception check and be...
Exactly.
And then, like, do you decide what he finds?
Who decides?
Who decides? Because to be fair, if I was the player, I'd be like, I find no value in any of this.
I completely agree.
Just to spite my DM.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
completely agree.
And then you've got a horrible
situation.
Like, situation between the two.
Yeah,
because the thing is, if I was the player and I would do that, then the mechanic's worthless. So it's obviously the DM.
Agreed. And then
who's
if
saying you find this valuable,
yes,
you find this valuable,
and then that isn't the DM's choice. And it's also like, if the DM's like, well, you have to find something valuable, it's like, why?
I'm a pauper who gave everything up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would just go. The thing is, it's like you're creating me as a player and me as a person who's very defined and like doesn't like to be done wrongly to. Like, this would make me hate my DM.
Yeah, it would also make me hate my character, I think.
It would make me hate my character, and it would make me hate my DM.
Yeah.
And I would act not like my character to fucking have to...
Because you would lean back on it.
Yeah, you would want to lean against it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just such a horrible... like
awful headspace to be in.
And a horrible environment.
Awful environment.
To like create for your player.
Yeah.
It's such a that's so fucking
and
stupid.
It's just fucking annoying. And you know what? That's annoying for everyone. Let's say there's a situation where you're out publicly open at a market and then they fail their wisdom save. They take something, they get caught. The whole party then has to deal with it.
It's like resentful towards,
and
then it's like the player's then going to have to try and like buff their wisdom to try and make it not happen.
Yeah.
Which is like wasting SIs and wasting feats.
Yeah.
This is what sounds like a small thing that then bleeds into
everything. And then it's like, it probably would get to the point where the party's like, okay, you wait out here while we go into the town.
Like, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
I want to go in.
And again, how disruptive is that to have an objective, then for them to fail their save through no choice of their own, and then the whole session has to pivot to that.
Yeah.
And what if they get arrested? You then have to jailbreak them.
Yeah.
There's only so many fucking jailbreaks you can do before it gets boring.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's so lame.
This is rancid
fucking vibe. This is putrid vibes.
This is something that, like, doesn't sound like that huge on the surface.
Yeah.
But that is so huge and so debilitating
Agreed.
and so annoying, and also not funny.
No. My God.
The DM is trying to be funny with this.
Yeah.
You can tell.
So not fucking funny.
It's not funny. It's not cool. It's not clever. You shit crack.
Yeah, lame.
And this is don't ever do that to your players.
Do not take away your player agency.
No.
That should be the very first thing as a DM that you're told. Don't take away your player agency,
Yeah.
because the moment that you start to control what they do and you tell them they have to do it, they're not going to fucking want to do it. Why would they? Why would they?
Like, there's just no way that, like, unless the player thinks of this themselves,
agreed.
and implements this on themselves,
Agreed.
there's no way that this can work if you put this on someone.
Yeah.
Like, something that debilitating and that frustrating and that something that, especially if you're the one that decides for them what they find valuable as well.
Indeed.
That's just so unfair.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Boo. Putrid.
I would go.
Oh, putrid vibes.
I would go putrid vibes.
Totally putrid vibes.
Putrid.
I need to make a putrid vibes emoji
Yeah,
for
you do.
this. Yeah. Whack out the putrid vibes,
There's not many times we go to putrid vibes.
No, well,
that's
putrid vibes.
That's putrid.
Oh, okay. So.
That's for the DM.
Oh, you tell him.
Hit him with the fucking bird.
So number 9 is just called Jeopardy dice. If the party spends way too much time jabbering on while standing in a room or in an unsafe area, I get to roll a 1d6 as the DM. If I get a 1, I have a list of things that can occur. What do you think?
It's just stupid. Like, you're playing 2 different games.
Yeah.
You're playing 2 different games.
Yeah,
Your
like-
players obviously love roleplay, and you cannot stand sitting behind the DM screen and not being
Not being part of it.
not being part of it.
Yeah.
And do you want to know what? I get it.
I get it.
You're
I get
playing.
it.
You're playing 2 different games. Your players want to roleplay. Like, there is fucking sessions. Last session, you guys roleplayed so much.
Yeah.
And I basically sat back and chilled out for the
Yeah.
whole session.
Yeah,
And
you did.
but the thing is, I love listening to it.
Yeah.
They're all fucking joking on and they're having like meaningful conversations, and characters are like asking meaningful questions to NPCs and stuff like that. And there's no combat.
Yeah.
And, like, that's fine. But I understand if you don't want to do that, but you need to make that clear to your players before you start. Like, it's going to be like quite fast. We can't like sit around and roleplay too much because
Yeah.
things need to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got to find players that are comfortable with that. Because
Yeah, I also think this is kind of passive aggressive as well. No, not kind of. This is passive aggressive. If you want your players to hurry up, you just need to say, right, what are you doing? Which is exactly what you do. Because hey, there is times.
oh my
where-
god, there's times where there's like, I make it very clear that things go on in the background in my campaign.
Yes, you do.
And
Yes,
if you
do.
take too long, I'm happy to have bad guys do things that are advantageous for themselves.
Yeah, of course. And, there is so many times where we get paralysis. We get analysis paralysis. There's too many options. We talk the fucking shit out of them, and then we push ourselves into a hole.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, no, it happens.
Doing the thing of rolling the d6, and if you get the 1, the things happen. Like, that's just passive aggressive. Just work it out above table.
Yeah, just tell them. But the thing is, it's like, if there is no urgency in the situation, then why are you rushing them? That's what you need to ask yourself.
Agreed. And you know what? They do say if they're in an unsafe area, which I do understand to a degree, but at the same time, there's so many other verbal cues you can give.
Yeah.
Like, again, this is something where if you say this at session 0 and you go over it, I think it actually could be a good tool if everyone knows. If they're
everyone
taking
knows and
too
everyone's fine
long,
with it. Yeah.
and then they hear you roll a dice, that's kind of the cue, right?
Yeah.
I can see, genuinely, I can see this working for people.
I can see this. The thing is, it's like, if you've gone over this and everyone's fine with it, then fine. And, but the thing is, it's like, do they only do it in unsafe spaces?
Only in unsafe areas.
Then I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with that at all. Like, if you're in unsafe, but the thing is, it's like,
again, what constitutes as an unsafe space.
Yeah, and also, it's just different styles of DMing, isn't it? Like, I wouldn't roll a Jeopardy dice.
No.
I would just be like, if you're stood in the middle of a fucking dragon's lair,
then
having a fucking chinwag,
yeah.
then yeah, the dragon's just going to fucking breath attack you, and
Yeah.
you're not going to know something like that.
Yeah.
I don't need to roll a Jeopardy dice.
Yeah. I would like to see what the list of things are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is this going to be like critical fumble table level of bad, or is it like I don't know?
Is it just a random encounter table?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and-
Yeah. I would like to see what the list is.
Yeah, I don't really care about that.
Yeah, I genuinely think as long as everyone's okay with this is a good way to get the party going.
Yeah.
I also think there's less passive-aggressive ways to do it.
Yeah, and also that whole first thing that I said was I didn't realize it was only unsafe spaces.
Oh,
If
yeah,
they're just
only
like,
in unsafe spaces.
If they're just in like the middle of the town chatting.
No,
like,
yeah.
I hope you're not like,
Oh, well, that's a one.
that's the one,
That's a one. That's a paddling.
the dragon.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the ancient red dragon.
Yeah.
You know, like, so if it's in unsafe spaces
Yeah.
and they're just fucking chatting on, then
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I do like to create an atmosphere of urgency when you are on a dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
Or in an unsafe space.
I don't. I was going to say, I don't think we would like it if you rolled the dice.
No.
I think we would like an element of the dice rolling, right? Because there's nothing that scares us more than you fucking rolling dice
Yeah.
behind your screen and us
You
not
just-
knowing.
Yeah, in the dungeon.
Yeah.
And then you hear me roll the dice and everyone goes,
Yeah, there's nothing scarier than that.
yeah, it's good.
But you know, I also I think there's other ways to do it too. But I can see this working for people. I think this is like a rest. I think this is resting.
I think this is resting. This is fine if your table's fine with it.
Yeah, resting.
Or resting.
Resting.
I think it's restful if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
if
resting.
your table's fine with it, it's fine. But you know, if
Yeah,
your table's not,
resting.
I think there's ways to do it.
Resting.
Don't really. I'm not too fussed on that one. That one's fine.
Fair enough. I like how you went in all guns fucking blazing in the beginning.
I didn't get the unsafe space. Like, if you were just to do this like while they were chatting in town,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, you suck.
Yeah, I stand by what I say. It's passive aggressive, but you know, I
Yeah.
think yeah, if everyone's okay with it,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But they might hear the Jeopardy dice and be like, oh no.
That's it.
So,
And,
you know.
thinking about ourselves in that situation, I think we would really enjoy something like that.
Yeah,
To be honest,
yeah.
like, or would we? I don't know. I
Dunno.
don't know.
I think you'd have to try it out, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't know
Yeah.
until we're in that situation. So resting.
To me, it's resting restful.
What do
I'm
you
fine
guys
with it.
think? We'd
Yeah.
like to know. What do you
I don't
think?
mind that.
Yeah.
Fine.
So, number 10. This is actually by the same person.
Oh, is it?
So
My Jeopardy dice is a different color of dragon. For...
So, this is simply called silence. As the DM, at critical moments, I can politely call silence at the table and proposition one player for an action based upon the given circumstances. Just like in real life, having every action require consensus from the committee is boring and absurd. If a player takes an interest in something in a room, I can put the spotlight on that player and only that player to make the decision. Usually, it's nothing major. However, occasionally you get the I touch the thing and something happens when everyone else at the table doesn't want them to touch the thing. What do you think?
Okay. I've said it before.
Yep.
My party has been very, very guilty of this before, and
Fair.
I do not like it. In very important moments, like there's very big moments in campaigns, where it's sort of like there's a decision that needs to be made, and I'll remember it till the day I die.
Mm-hmm.
Yametha was on the floor unconscious,
Oh, yeah,
having
okay,
been having been stabbed,
yeah.
and Rayla had found him, and there was like an assassin sort of like
Yeah.
hands in his hair, round his throat,
Yeah.
taken something from him, and was about to escape, and Rayla was stood in this situation, and you wanted to
And,
cast
well,
hold person.
The dude was like,
One more step and I'll slit his throat.
I'll fucking kill him.
Yeah. And Rayla like stopped, and you were in this sort of like this
Standstill.
standoff sort of moment, and he said that, and you said, I cast hold person. And the rest of the group was like, no, don't do that, don't do that.
No.
And I personally fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in that moment, your character wants to take a chance and do it. Rayla is a bit reckless.
Rayla, I cannot stress enough how much in that moment Rayla would have done that.
And
100%.
Rayla doesn't fucking like being told what to do.
No.
Rayla doesn't like somebody going, stand there or I'll slit his throat. She's like, she takes that as threat.
Yeah.
So she wants the castle person, and then everyone talked you out of it.
Yeah.
And then the next session I had to be like, from now on we don't do that.
Yeah.
Because,
But it's
not fair.
The thing is, right? I do understand in that moment.
I get it. But
I
the thing
understand
is,
in that moment.
It's nobody else's decision.
True, but there is an argument to be made that, let's say the hold person failed.
Yeah.
And his throat was slit
Yeah.
and his character was killed.
Yeah.
Would that then be me dicing with another player's life?
Yeah, but also this was a man who had literally stabbed him, put him on the floor, and had his knife to his throat. He might have done it anyway.
True. Yeah, true. And we had Revivify.
And you had Revivify.
And we had Revivify.
So to me, like, imagine if that had came off.
Yeah.
And he failed his saving throw.
Yeah.
And that was an awesome moment.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I think that the calling silence. Is it maybe just a little too much?
I think so. I think there is.
It's like you're basically saying.
You know what?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know because I have another example of this.
Because I basically just said the same thing.
I have another example of this, of that in your first campaign, there was a moment where Dimmy was on a watch by himself and us two were sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
He got a very important message. He got sent something through sending, and it was basically like, it was a campaign defining question. It was basically the king's town had been swarmed, and we had said all the way up to this point, hide away from them, do not let them catch you. The king messaged saying, this has happened. If I don't reveal myself, they're going to kill everyone. In that moment, it was Matthew's decision, and Matthew's decision only, what to do there. And I will always remember that moment. That was one of the best moments of the campaign, because it was purely his decision. There was no conferring with us because we were asleep. There was not really any conferring with us above table because we recognized in that moment we couldn't really step in and give him advice. And he made the right decision. No matter what he decided, he would have made the right decision because it's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was one of the best moments in the campaign.
Like, I do despise, personally as a dungeon master, people weighing in on other people's decisions. Like, if I ask Rayla, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want Matthew, Josh, and Abby going, oh, do this, do that. It's like, you aren't there.
Yeah.
Like, it's this person's decision. And this person might make a decision at this point in their life and at this point in their journey in the campaign that might change down the line. But those are the character-defining moments. Like, if Yumeta had died in that moment, that would have defined Rayla's journey.
It would have.
Like, I need to be less reckless with my compatriots' lives.
Yeah.
I need to, like, think a little more instead of acting, because she was reckless and she's, like, learned that now.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you were allowed to make that decision, I think that Rayla, if it came off, sick, it would have been sick.
Yeah.
But if she'd failed, like, that's a huge moment.
Yeah, I think for both of them as well.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a huge moment for everyone, to be honest.
Like and for Yumeta as well.
Yeah.
That would have been a massive moment for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you want to know what? I don't mind it. I just feel like the way this person words things makes it sound really
seems
like
worse
aggressive.
than what it is. Although they do say usually it's nothing major, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gave the example of sometimes you get the I touch the thing and everyone's like, don't touch the fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Like, you know, like I touch the thing and everyone's like, no. It's like,
yeah,
you aren't there.
Yeah.
It's not your decision to make.
I also think there's a really fine line for this too, right? And the thing is, ever since that moment happened and you said to everyone, we don't tell people what to do.
Yeah.
I think everyone realized in that moment, and that's all it took. Since then,
and you know, it wasn't me having to go at them with my friends.
No,
like it was like a funny, like just a little like bit of crack that we had at the beginning of the session.
Obviously.
And you know, from that person, that point on, everyone understands, and it's not because I like don't want that. Like I want them all. Because the thing is, it's like if Matthew was in that situation, he would understand. If Josh was in that situation, he would understand. If Abby was in that situation, she would understand.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes you don't understand when it's not you.
Of course.
So that's all it is.
Of course. And since you had that conversation, I think all of our characters and our playstyles have flourished because of it.
Yeah,
because none of us are nervous now about being like, I do this.
Yeah.
And someone going, no, don't do that.
You can't do that.
Now.
You're not allowed.
Now we're all very good at being like, if you want to do that, like I'm I have since then, because I've been guilty of doing that too, by the way.
You take decisions with confidence because you know no one can tell you no.
Yeah, exactly. You
And
know
that's
that.
it. That's
and
the reason.
Even if you think people could be double guessing you, it doesn't matter because you're doing it in the moment. And I've tried, since you said that to all of us, I've tried so hard. Anytime someone in character says to Rayla, how about I do this? I will always have Rayla say, if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah. If that's what you want to do, do it.
Do it.
Like, D&D is defined by bad decisions.
It is. It truly is.
It's a game that is like defined by bad decisions.
It truly is. And I genuinely think sometimes calling for the silence and having just that one person decide and doing truly in that moment what they think their character would do.
Like, do you want to know an absolute campaign critical role 1 spoilers? When Percy grabs the armor of the Raven Queen.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Bex dies because of it.
Yeah.
Or whatever that situation was.
Yeah.
Like, all the other players were at the table, but they were all doing different things.
Yeah.
So they couldn't say, Percy, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
And, like, none of them did it. Everyone knew it was a fucking bad idea. And I had no idea why they did it, but they did.
Yeah.
And, fuck me, it made it into the
into what it is.
Like, what's the animated series? It made it into the animated series because that moment was huge.
Yeah.
And, like, Vaxeldan then fucking please for his sister to come back.
Yeah.
And his entire fucking story is defined by that mistake.
Yeah.
Like, mistakes can define characters.
Agreed. And we say this all the time. Don't be afraid to fail.
Don't be afraid to fail and make mistakes.
And granted, be thoughtful when dealing with your other friends' characters' lives.
Yeah.
Which is something that in that moment I didn't consider. Do you know what I mean?
I think you did. I think you knew exactly what was on the line.
Well, I did. And you know what? Again, I was confident because we had a revivify. You know what I mean? Like,
casting whole person was an attempt to, like, you didn't know what this person was going to do. Was he going to just steal him at his body? Was he going to do it anyway?
Yeah.
Like, you did it because you were like, this is the best thing I can do right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And you tried. Well, you wanted to try, and obviously you didn't in the end because you were talked out of it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I think, again, to go back to this, there's a fine line.
I agree.
Because that moment in your first campaign where Dimmy had to make that decision, one of the best moments.
Yeah, it was sick.
That was an amazing moment. And that wouldn't have happened if we were able to confer.
And, you know, like, Dimmy, his name was Dimitrescu, or whatever, however you pronounced it. It was very tough to pronounce. He was a very unconfident person who struggled to make decisions, person who was, like, weary in the face of, like, important people. And then he was getting a message from the king asking him to make a decision for him, basically.
Yep. It was a huge moment for him.
And for him to make the right decision in the end.
Yeah.
Was a huge thing.
Yeah,
and,
it was.
You know, like, that's like a character-defining moment. And after the thing, we all said, like, beginning of the campaign, Dimitrescu would never have made that call. Never. And that's it.
But, you know, on the flip side of that, let's take, for example, last week's fight. We had to talk about it above game.
Yeah.
We had to strategize together outside a game to get through that combat. But if silence was called there, I'm certain some bad decisions would have been made.
There's no reason to call silence then, though, because it's not, you're all there fighting.
Yeah.
You can all read each other's emotions, and you can all say things out loud.
Yeah.
And you're all, like, focusing on Nidhogg and can see each other around there. The whole point is, in those situations, it's like, when one person's doing something and other people aren't paying attention, they can just be like, my character pays attention. It's like, yeah, but your character's not. And you're using the outer game knowledge to then pay attention.
Yeah. I would say, I like this.
I kind of like it.
But you have to tell your players that this is the situation, because some people don't like making decisions, and that's fine. Like, some people aren't confident enough to do that. Fuck me, I wouldn't have been confident enough in our very first campaign to do this. I would have crumbled and died. But now I would be confident enough to do it.
I don't mind it, you know.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't
actually
mind it at all.
I like that. I feel like it encourages is that the word? Encourages potentially some bad decisions that you wouldn't make otherwise, and that makes for fun gameplay. I think a lot of people are worried about doing the wrong thing. I think people are worried about making the wrong decision and it affecting the end game. I think sometimes people play to win.
Yeah.
They play to do the right thing, to win, and any thing they mess up on is like a black mark on the check card.
Like, think about it in terms of your own life. Like, you've made decisions along the way.
Yeah.
They didn't, you aren't dead. Like, you're still here.
Yeah.
Like, but you made that mistake. But that mistake has probably, like, taught you a lesson.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with your character. If you make a mistake, don't let it, like, ruin the campaign. Just let your character learn from it. Let your character grow from it. And that's sort of why we have these massive decisions.
Yeah.
I love it. I love a massive decision.
What do we think? What do we think, chat? What do we think, YouTube? What do we think, Watch Party? What do we think?
I think it's restful.
Yeah, I agree.
The only reason it's resting is because it could be implemented incorrectly.
Agreed.
If it's implemented correctly, I think it's resting.
Agreed. I'm with you. I think restful if everyone is happy with it and everyone agrees and it's not being abused in a way.
And we're 2 hours and 11 minutes in, but I'll say it. If any of these are used in your campaign and you like them, this is a little late in the day.
Yeah.
If you like these things, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you enjoy them, you play the game you like. This is just two people on the internet giving their opinion in a game. If they were in our game, if we would like them or not. You like them and you implement them well, fine.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
Agreed.
Don't listen to us.
We're stupid idiots on the internet.
Two stupid fucking idiots on the internet.
Yeah. If you like them and they work for your table, then that is your prerogative, and we cannot tell you otherwise.
And we're not here to tell you otherwise.
We shouldn't tell you
otherwise. We're just giving our opinions.
Totally. So this is number 11.
Number 11.
I want to say that this person's username is MILF's Acid Arrow. Hell yeah.
MILF's Acid Arrow.
Hell yeah.
Not
Hell
MILF.
Yeah.
MILF.
I like that.
That's a little funny.
So, roll a d4 in front of the players at the start of the combat and never tell your players what it means or represents. In that many rounds, ticking down after every round, something happens to move the story forward. A dramatic event in combat, like the battlefield changes. An enemy does a kamikaze maneuver. A new creature kills the enemies. The enemies retreat. Reinforcements. Anything. They should eventually catch on and learn to question it and panic if you roll and it's a 1. Consider it like a gut feeling the players have that something is about to happen. But never tell them. DM secrets are rare and special. Never let a combat cycle 4 rounds in without something cool happening. After it happens, roll again. This is good for preventing combat from becoming stale.
Agree.
You know what? I absolutely completely agree as well.
I just don't roll the dice. I just make the decision beforehand when it happens.
Yeah.
So
you know what? I knew this would be an agree from you because in your combats, I know that there's always a certain amount of things that will happen or rounds that will go, and then something will happen.
Yeah.
Because your combats are very dynamic.
Like, it's not just a stagnant battlefield of like this person. At the beginning of the fucking campaign, it can be like troll smash, troll smash.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the campaign, like there are objectives. People try and get to things. People, try and call reinforcements.
Yeah.
The battle phases.
Yeah.
Anything like that. Like the map changes. Don't ever, always try and move your combats along.
Yeah.
Always try and have your bad guys have some sort of objective.
Yeah.
Have reinforcements turn up. I like doing that. I don't need to roll the d4. I think rolling the d4 is kind of a cool idea.
I also think rolling the d4 is a cool idea, and not saying what number it landed on.
Yeah.
So we know there could be 1 round, there could be 4 rounds, and then something's going to happen, and we don't know what. I like that. I like the feeling, like consider it like a gut feeling that the players know.
I love it. I love, anyone who wants to make combat exciting for the players, like, don't just have it. Fight is taking place now. Fight ends.
Yeah,
You can have them now and then, and they're sort of fun.
And they're fun. They're fun, especially if you steamroll them.
Yeah, they're normally the steamroller fights.
Yeah.
But, like, have other enemies turn up.
Yeah.
Have an objective that the bad guy's trying to get to. Have the map change.
Yep.
Have them, like, dash off, and then the party chases them, and the map changes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, these are all fantastic ways to make combat exciting.
Yeah, agreed. I really like that. I think that is really restful.
Love that. That's a fantastic idea.
MILF's Acid Arrow.
MILF's
That's some
Acid
good
Arrow.
shit. That's some real good shit right
the
there.
MVP.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
That's a good one. So, number 12.
Exactly. Well done.
It isn't really a home rule per se,
Yeah.
but each player could write down a secret about their character. And then those secrets should be randomly passed out to other players, so each of their character knows a secret about another character. Whether or not the character knows that others knows their secret could be up to them. What are you thinking?
In a short form campaign,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I don't mind this.
In like in a one shot or short form campaign.
Or a short form campaign.
I think this is actually a fucking great way.
I like it
to get your characters. You know,
to get your players interacting, like considering how they feel about other people.
Yeah.
Considering like, oh, they're acting like that because of this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Things like that. You start to think.
Yeah, and you know what? If each player is writing down their own secret, you're not taking the agency away from them because they're deciding what they're willingly giving up. Do you know what I mean? They know then that someone at the table knows, but you don't know who knows it.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that dynamic.
I think that's a really cool idea.
I would. You know what? I would love to try something like that.
I don't know if it would work in a long-term campaign.
Yeah, agreed. Because again, how
do they know that about them?
And how it's not even how do they know it really. It's more like how big is the secret?
Yeah.
How long does it span from?
Like if it's a like character defining secret,
yes.
Sometimes that's better to be played out by the player.
Agreed.
Than the other person sort of like, and you know, you gotta have trust in your players with this.
You do.
If you come to session one and somebody knows this about the character, they can be like, this person's secret's this.
Yeah. And you also have to trust your players to not be like, I hate peaches.
Yeah.
Or something like that for their
write
secret.
something fucking stupid on there.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's great. I would love to do that.
Yeah,
I would
cool.
love to try that in a short form campaign.
Yeah. I think in a short form campaign, I think that's really cool.
Restful.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Some good advice coming out of this one, to be honest.
You know, I do sometimes, you know, like reading the shit ones are funny and stuff, but reading the good ones
slaps a little bit.
You can sometimes find shit that you don't think about. Like we've always said, we're not the finished article in terms of like, and we like to learn new things and try new things. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I like that. Like that a lot. Very good. Restful. Definitely restful. Definitely restful. Number 13. Number 13. I once played with a DM who tracked weapon health. Every nat 1 required a roll on the D4 table. 2 of those options meant the weapon was out for the rest of the encounter. And after 4 nat 1s, regardless of the D4 rolls, and regardless of having the items mended or mending ed, the weapons shattered beyond repair. Magic weapons only got 6 nat 1s before shattering instead of 4. Everything else was the same. Listen, you could have a really bad combat and lose your magic weapon forever.
And that's devastating. Like, these are all things that are trying to add realism, I think, into the game.
Yeah.
But just remember that we're playing a fantasy game. We don't need those things.
No.
We don't need those things to be invested.
And remember, we're playing a game. Regardless of fantasy. We're playing a game.
I have to worry about things like that in my real life. Yeah. Like my car needs its MOT and its service. Like I need to worry about that. I don't want to worry about that in game. And like I think people are doing this because they think they're making the game more realistic.
Yeah.
But you know, some of us, the majority of us, are playing this game because we don't want to focus on the realistic things in life.
Yeah, I also think like this kind of creates like a scarcity, right?
Yeah.
It creates an environment where it's like, oh, I have this really cool weapon, this really cool magic item. Well, and then being like, oh God, I don't want to use the weapon in case I break it.
Yeah.
And some could argue that, oh, that's a good thing. That adds in, tension or whatever. I would hate that. I would hate getting a new magic item, being excited to use it. And imagine if you immediately go out of the gates rolling a 1, which happens. Oh my God. Abby and Josh, all their weapons would be fucking broken. I'm so sorry. You two roll like shit.
Yeah, you do. For some reason, it's just those two.
Oh my God, it's
Margaret
just
and
those
Matthew
two.
never really roll that bad.
Matthew used to roll
horribly.
Last
campaign. I think he's rolled quite well this campaign.
Yeah, he has rolled well this campaign.
But
it would be dead and gone, dead in the water.
Yeah, and like you need to ask yourself why you're implementing this.
Yeah.
Like, what's the reason you're implementing this?
What do your players get out of this?
What are they getting out of this? Because they're not getting anything. They're losing something.
Yeah.
And, like, that's not fun.
And
that's
you know
not really very fun.
Also, to roll on the D4 table and 2 of the 4, so half of them, meant it was out for the rest of the encounter.
Imagine if you did that in round 1.
Oh,
and then
my
you're just
God.
fighting with your fists if you're a fighter
How
or a
pathetic
barbarian.
would you feel?
Yeah.
You'd feel so fucking bad, especially if your weapon is like, your main form of attack.
This is the only thing this feels okay with is a monk. And it still doesn't feel good.
Still feels bad. That's just unrestful.
Yeah, unrestful.
I think that's totally unrestful.
So unrestful.
Like, any time you implement something like these, first of all, you have to run them past your players.
Yeah, you have to run them past your players, and everyone needs to be happy with it.
And once again, what do your players get out of that?
What are they getting out of it? I think a lot of people, like when they're implementing house rules, you need to think about, what are my players going to get out of it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's many rules that I implement that aren't good for you guys.
Agreed. I very much agree.
And, sometimes you don't see it at the time.
Don't want to talk about it.
But you probably would if you give it a try. But there is some ones that my players have even said no to, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I try, to make the game more interesting for them, and sometimes they don't like the sound of it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be like, no, we do it because I'm the dungeon master.
Exactly.
Because that's not how it works.
No, it isn't.
We're all
truly
playing
isn't.
together.
Yep. It absolutely. It's a collaborative story game.
Collaborative storytelling game.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
A little bit.
I'm quite starving, actually.
How many have you got left?
We got 2 left.
Oh, well then,
So
you're
that's
right.
segue.
What's that then?
It's good. It's the penultimate, innit?
The Pinnacle-ty.
We're on the Pinnacle-ty.
We're on the Pinnacle-ty.
We're on the Pinnacle-ty, innit?
We're on the old Pinnacle-ty.
We're on the Pinnacle-ty.
Hit 'em with a Pinnacle-ty.
So, number 14.
Yes. Who is she?
Who is she? She's someone who put the numbers in there.
Well done.
Yeah, I
nice.
did. I'm cheating because I wrote the numbers in.
I'm cheating.
I'm cheating a little bit. I put the numbers in. So, number 14. My DM is considering removing the dash action from the game to make escaping from enemies harder. What do your players get from this?
And are they running from every fight? Are your combats just too hard?
Yeah,
and do they need to run?
What's the situation to this?
You only add this in if this happens too much.
Especially because they're considering removing it.
Yeah.
And it's so it's either going one of 2 ways, right?
Yeah.
It's your fights are too easy and they're able to get away and circumvent, or you've got a party full of fucking rogues or something. I don't know.
Well, that wouldn't matter because it's only action dash.
True.
So, are your fights so hard that they need to run, or are they too easy that they're like, well, we don't need to do this, just run away?
Yeah, what's the context to this?
Action economy is a thing for a reason.
Yes.
Action economy is a thing for a reason.
And it's just removing it from the game entirely, man.
Just give your enemies range.
And
don't.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
And also, this works the other way because sometimes you have to dash to get into the fight.
Yeah, Margaret uses her action to dash quite often.
All the time.
To get in there.
Yeah,
just give your enemies range if you're that bothered.
Yeah.
A longbow has 300 feet. Nobody's going to move that much out in one turn.
Yeah,
the most
indeed.
that a normal character is going to move in one turn is 60 feet.
Yeah.
With movement and action dash.
Indeed.
So just give them some range.
Yeah, to make escaping from enemies harder, this isn't the solution to it. This is absolutely not the solution to it.
There's a lot of things that are wrong with this, but I can't tell you all of them because I don't know. It's
you kind of have to know the context
I need to know why they're running away.
Yeah, agreed.
You need to know why they're running away. Are they running away because they can? Is it too easy to?
Yeah. Are they just running circles around your enemies?
Yeah.
What is it?
What's the issue? Why are they running away?
Why are they running away so much?
Why are they running away so much that you think that you have to get rid of the action dash?
Or is it just I don't know, is this just a passive thing that you're just oh, shall I just remove the dash action to make it harder? Are you trying to up the ante a little bit? I don't know. I don't know what the context is.
That's not the way to do it.
That isn't the way to do it. Definitely not. Yeah, again, what are your players getting from that?
What are they getting from that?
What are they getting from that?
Nothing good is coming from that.
No, it's only the DM benefiting, saying it's harder to get away from monsters. Yeah, no, unrestful.
That's unrestful.
Totally unrestful. Totally.
That's unrestful.
So, we're on the last one.
The finale.
We're on the Knuckle-ty.
We're on the Knuckle-ty.
We're on the Knuckle-ty. So, this is number 15. And this is a little funny one. This is a little palate cleanser. This is a little nice one.
Hit him with a palate cleanser.
So, our first session of my current campaign, it was my first roleplay interaction, and I greeted the NPC with an exaggerated, hi, like very nasally and ridiculous. Everyone kind of chuckled and I had my conversation and I ended it with a similar bye. The NPC responded in the same way. My DM joked that since my character was local, the other PCs wouldn't know that it's a regional thing. So they started doing it too with everyone in the area, just trying to fit in with the locals. And now we do it everywhere we go in the campaign, and the NPCs always respond with, "Oh, you must be from that town." It's not really a house rule, but it's kind of expected with every new person we meet now.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
That's just a nice little one,
that's
isn't
cute.
it?
That's
Hi.
cute. Hi.
Hi.
Bye.
I love that.
I love that. It's
I
great.
love that. That's just a nice little...
Just a bit of crack.
Yeah,
Bit of world building.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I like that the DM was just like, yeah, it's just a local thing.
It's just what the locals do.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
I
good
love that
crack.
your DM just replied in the same way. I love that.
I love that.
Just
Bit of world building.
Just a nice little cherry on the cake, innit?
They're just known for saying hi.
Hi.
And bye.
Hi. I love that. And I love, you know what, OP? I love that your very first roleplay interaction was you doing that.
Sometimes, you know, you just like, it just comes out.
Sometimes it just comes out.
Sometimes it just comes out because you're nervous.
Yeah, just a bit discombobulated and a little bit.
The pressure's on because you're the first one to go.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I feel like there's always like, you're never sure. Even to this day, I'm never sure if I go in saying something funny for the first thing or do I go into something serious.
I would probably do that. I'd probably go in with a funny.
Yeah, you would. That's definitely you. Hit him with the funny.
Hit him with a funny.
Hit him with a ha-ha.
Hit him with a ha-ha-ha.
Hit him with a taint.
Hit him with a... Right in the face.
Oh, you wish.
Right in your face.
No. How about
You're the one that gets the taint.
How about the entity?
No, the entity's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't deserve the taint.
Take one step forward, entity. There you go.
There we go.
You're one step closer to your death. So.
Attack. Okay.
Well, what did you think? What did you think?
I thought, you know, some of them were actually all right. Some of them were bad.
Yeah,
some
of them sucked. You know what? The worst one truly was that piety one.
The piety one or the Dragonborn one.
True.
The Dragonborn one was really bad.
The Dragonborn one was insulting to the player. Well, they were both insulting to the player.
Yeah, I did not like the Dragonborn one at all.
No, I didn't. I didn't
like that at all.
I didn't. They were both absolutely putrid vibes.
Stinking vibes.
Stinking. Little stinkers. Stank.
Well, I gotta go and feed Margaret.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm so hungry.
So, thank you all for being here. I had a great time.
Me too.
I hope you had a great time.
Wonderful time.
Fantastic time.
Let us know what you think about all the rules, please.
Yeah.
You know what?
Every
Some of
single
you,
one.
I
Down
love.
below, I want a list 1 to 15.
I absolutely love it when you give like the running commentaries of like what you like you're like replying as you're watching the video. Yeah, and if you like that form of replying as you go, genuinely do consider joining our Discord because we host watch parties for every single episode we launch as they go live.
And we just talk about this episode as it happens.
We have a text chat open and we all just talk about the episode, and it's so much fun.
And we have a video discussion channel where you can talk about the topics.
Truly, it's kind of like it's like watching a live stream, but not really live stream.
And you know, while you're there, buy a t-shirt.
Oh,
you know, if we're just gonna shill all the good stuff,
oh
buy yourself a t-shirt. There's logo with a back print and heavy metal.
Can you see? Hold on.
No, you won't be able to see the back. You won't be able to see the back.
Can you see it? Can you see it? What do you think of my stance? Did you like that?
Love that.
Did you like my brick shithouse stance?
Love that.
Yeah, t-shirt. Also, please, if you would like to, also in the Discord, join the Homebrew Challenge.
Homebrew Challenge
for a simple ranged
weapon in the theme of Moon. And
yeah,
see you later.
Yeah, and bye. Bye.
I'll roll you out.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll you out.
Go on, roll them out.
Like the video, click the thumbs up down below. Hit the bell to be notified when we upload a video on a Monday and a Thursday.
Ding, 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 ding.
Comment down below with your favourite or least favourite house rule. And subscribe if you haven't. I know most of you have. I see the analytics.
We do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And from me and Margaret, I love you.
I love you.
The dog loves you.
He does.
The dog. Bully. The dog. And we will see you on Thursday. Bye.